Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Owen Finch.
Hello, everybody. Today we have a special inauguration because after all the times that this man Owen has to deal with my bullshit, I will come on to award him a golden ticket and and this is a pass because for the first time ever in AEW Spark FTW production history, I will award Owen the N-word pass. Look at Spark. It's a cop. You trying to see this shit.
I'm gonna have to look. I have to use my phone for this because I have a screen recorder. But let's see what's going on.
Spark. You get the Willy Wonka golden pass.
Oh wow! So let's see what it's. I'll read this word for word. This is a gold. you actually made this? Like
No, like okay, so this is this is hilarious because I forgot which year it was, but like this was on the news, right? For some fucking odd reason. This is all the news.
Well, should I show this what this is first, so that way the people can like see what it is, so that way.
Yes, just to get more context.
Because I'm going to be talking about something that they don't even. It's backwards on my end, so they won't even like know.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So basically, what happened? Because this was all the news. I don't know why. This is stupid, but but students got caught in Churchill High School. Students got caught trading in the Edward passes during lunch.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, bro, what the fuck is going on? So it's crazy because like this shit is just satire, bro. Like yes, it's pretty weird and pretty like concerning, but I guess the adults at the time didn't understand what the fuck the meme is. But at the same time, I don't blame them because if that was my school, the school I went to is like mostly black. So basically, niggas like me. So basically, like, if we would do some shit like that, but like, if it's like an all-white school, and I'm over here seeing these crackers with the damn pass and start calling me nigga, I'm be like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I'm gonna start a whole other genocide or some bitch. But yeah.
So let's take a look at what this. I'll read word for word, so you've seen what it looks like. It's Willy Wonka's golden N-word pass. Greetings to you, lucky finder of this golden ticket from Mr. Willy Wonka. Present this ticket at the factory gates at 10 o'clock in the morning of the first day of October, and do not be late. You may bring with you one member of your own family, and only one, but no one else. If your wildest dreams, you can imagine the marvelous surprises that await you. So essentially,
it's so cryptic.
no, essentially it's what it would say if it was the actual Willy Wonka's pass, except now it applies to the N-word. So according to this,
basically, like, you get an actual fucking like ID card.
According to this. I can't. According to this, on October 1st at 10 o'clock a.m., I officially get the N-word pass to use this. So
go to the Golden Gate, and it's just Willy Wonka, who's black as shit, and they just say, "What's up, my niggas?"
So I'm gonna have to do. Where the hell is the Golden Gate, by the way? Too. Where is this Golden Gate that I'm gonna be going to? Like,
Probably in Compton.
yeah, that's what I would guess. And what
Or the
family?
Bronx, New York.
I'm gonna have to get like a family member to,
You can get your brother.
I don't have a brother. That's the problem.
Oh, shit. Oh, well, maybe you can get fuck, I don't know, some random, some poor fuck in your family.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to be careful because there's two different versions of the N word too. There's like the bad version, and then there's like the brother.
Yes.
So I have to make sure they don't say the bad version.
You gotta be specific. But
Yeah.
anyway,
So I get
welcome to AEW.
Noah says we did this show proud last week. He was just giving all the types of praise, and then we follow up by the opener this week when we're just talking about Edward passes. Oh my gosh, Noah is gonna hate because you have to do the show with Noah next week. How are you gonna? Hopefully he doesn't watch this. How are you gonna explain yourself when you have to do it with Noah next week?
I'm gonna explain it like how I explain it to everybody else. My man's a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that.
There you go. So, yeah.
Wow.
We're going to be talking about two weird things. We're going to be talking about N-word passes, and later on, we're going to be talking about someone doing a shooting. And the funny thing is, the person that did the shooting was, the person that did the shooting was a southern white guy, too. So it's like, it's just, just kind of how it happens, but we'll get that.
Yo, I want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah, we'll just talk about it now. Yeah, it's like a big thing.
Because that is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my... Bro, like, yes, it's a real, yes, it is a situation, like, it's pretty, I don't know, but, like, basically, yes, this is a serious thing, but at the same time, I don't blame him because he was in Florida, and them Florida motherfuckers be wilding. So I don't blame him for literally pulling up the Glock and like chill the fuck out, bro.
Yeah.
But like the thing is that like at least he hasn't been found guilty because I saw the little thing, like his little trial or whatever, or whatever you call it. But like what happened is that he doesn't even know the guy.
Yeah.
And like since like he has no prior record, he's technically fine. So the only thing he had to do is pay the little fines and shit like that to just move on. But luckily, well, if the trial never happened that day and he's trying to go across the country, he probably would be denied.
Yeah, definitely. Because we've seen
Which is crazy.
People take that shit seriously when it comes to criminal shit. Yes. You can't leave the country. But essentially what happened is, just so that way we can explain it, is Dax Harwood, no, it was Cash Wheeler. It wasn't even, I got the wrong guy. It was Cash Wheeler.
Yes, it was Cash.
Pretty much was driving, and there was an instance that happened pretty much, I think they call it like an assault pretty much, and he had a firearm, and he basically threatened to shoot this guy. And we found out he didn't have any prior history with this guy. So all day it was reported whether or not that, the AEW World Tag Team titles was going to be pulled. They filed a warrant for his arrest. I think he finally got arrested Friday because there was mention.
He turned himself in.
Huh?
Okay, so he apparently turned himself in.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, bro. because I bet he was like, bro, let's just get this over with, bro.
So that way, yeah, because I think he saw that it was going to affect All In. So, pretty much what happened is this happened like a month ago. I think it happened, they said, back in July. And, AEW still went ahead and did the match, because obviously nothing came of it or anything like that. But the match looked like it was going to be in jeopardy because if they didn't get this all sorted out with as fast as possible, we were going to have to, we weren't going to see FTR versus Young Bucks 3. They were going to have to pull some shit out of their ass. I don't know what they were going to do. But I think a lot of people were thinking we're going to hear from FTR Saturday, we were probably thinking they were going to vacate the belt or something like that, but that didn't happen. And yeah, it does look like this was handled. It looks like that Cash Wheeler, like you just said, basically just had to pay a fine and all that type of stuff. So it is what it is, and let's just see.
I think it was Road Rage from what I've seen.
Yeah. So.
But let me tell you something. The fucking memes that came out of it was the brightest part of the whole entire out of the whole entire situation. Out of the whole situation, the memes is what made it fucking positive because plus people already know that when you're in Florida or any other fucking state with some wild ass people, it's best to stay strapped. So I don't blame them. Plus, it's road rage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these Florida guys better chill the fuck out because Glock Anderson finally found his partner.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that kind of happened. I'm glad that it was swept under the rug and it was just handled with quickly. Now that we've done that, let's get to our regular scheduled programming of All Elite Wrestling for the week. One of the
look at the Sparker gang because this image is awesome. So somebody made a Cash Wheeler.
Hold on, I gotta scroll down. Oh my gosh, yeah, he's got the. Yeah. Oh, that might have to be the thumbnail for the video.
Yes. He's ready and strapped Wheeler, Glock Anderson.
Yeah,
let's go, bulletproof.
I love it. But anyhow,
the newest member of Bullet Club is.
Yeah, what's Bullet Club too? Bullet Club Gold or Bullet Club War Dogs? Because
Nah, man, he's his own thing, bro.
I feel like you gotta get. Let me.
I'm strapped in.
I feel like it'd have to be Bullet Club Gold because they're the ones that got the Bang Bang.
The Bang Bang gang. Oh yes, sir.
But I'm trying to think of who else could be.
Glock Anderson's the manager.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say you have to get Cash Wheeler and Bullet Club when it comes to firearms. And then you just have to get the rest of Bullet Club Gold and everything. Machine Gun Carl Anderson, he's gonna be in Bullet Club. And this Bullet Club too, because he's got a machine gun. So,
machine gun, Carl Anderson, and strapped Wheeler. Yes.
There you go. That's a tag team right there. So, yeah. Now let's get to your regular scheduled programming for AEW Spark. We have 3 shows to cover, and as you know, Zero will only be covering really 2 of them because AEW Rampage is just nothing to him. So I have.
But I actually watched Rampage.
Oh, holy shit!
Yes, I actually watched it, and I just completely forgot what happened.
Oh, okay, yeah, damn, yeah. So that's it. It went that. I wonder what's gonna.
I think I know some things, but
yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen when we do WWE Aftershock. If you ever come on board for that, when you have to do main event and level up, I feel like
you trying to be fucking kidding me.
Oh, those are shows. They happen. So. The bump has been added to the fold recently too because I have been watching a lot of episodes of the bump lately. So, yeah, so there's 3 shows that you're just gonna be a blur to you. So it's but anyhow, there's only 1 show here. By the way, I haven't seen. What was it like when you did Spark when there was Dark and Elevation going on? Were those blurs to you too, or did you actually pay attention?
Okay, I'm gonna be real. Dark. Okay, Dark was actually pretty fun to watch because okay, here's the difference between Dark and Rampage. Rampage is just a bunch of bullshit. Dark is a bunch of guys that I was really, really wanted to actually see. Like Brock Anderson, Brian Pillman Jr., Sonny Kiss, the Iron Savages. I love them so much.
Yeah.
But, so Dark has some people I actually want to actually see. Dark Elevation... I just get to make with Dark Elevation. I just make fun of the freaking local talent.
There you go. So,
but Red Back is nothing. I don't really get. Half the times I don't even want to see this motherfucker. I'm like, get out my face,
I
man.
don't blame you, yeah. But anyhow, this was Fight for the Fallen week. Every show was pretty much Fight for the Fallen. They paired up with a fundraiser. I believe it was the proceeds went to, I forget the name of the fundraiser. If Noah was hosting, he would have known it. But pretty much all of the proceeds.
For the Malibu thing that happened
Yeah, basically.
In Hawaii. I think it was a fire or something.
Yeah, just there's been like a lot of fires going around and all that type of stuff, like on a certain island and all that type of stuff. So, they've been.
Damn, Kane! What you just burning down the whole fucking world for?
Yeah, right.
Nigga did his time and just burned down Canada.
I wonder what happens if Kane raises his arms. Does he ever put them down? Like, I don't think he can because that's how his pyro goes off. So,
put down his arms. Fucking Michigan gets turned into ashes.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I mean, I think that's what happened with Hawaii. I think he was in Hawaii and he put his hands up and then he put them down and then the island he was at was on fire. So,
and then the volcano erupts.
Yeah.
This is boo.
We are going to hell for that one. So,
I'm already in hell regardless, so I'm good with it.
I think I'm getting there. So, yeah, let's go through this week's stuff. So, the commentary team for the Fight for the Fallen Dynamite was Taz, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. It kicked right off with a international championship match. It was Orange Cassidy versus Willa Yuta. Battle of teacher versus student here. There was a big promo that played on the Control Center where they kind of talked about their history. It's really good stuff. And Orange Cassidy starts out on fire. He really goes after and unleashes hell on Willa Yuta. Eventually, Willa Yuta wears him down. He hits a big boot onto him. He throws him into the barricade. He body slams him onto the floor. And eventually, Orange Cassidy fights back. He suplexes Willa Yuta onto the stage. And he nearly wins by countout, but Willa Yuta is able to make it back to the ring. And Willa Yuta just targets the arm and back of Orange Cassidy because Orange Cassidy's just... One of these days, he's going to come in and he's just going to be in a full body cast because this dude's just... Yeah, he's just...
He's going to look like Squidward in that one episode, just a full body cast and everything.
And then, he Irish whipped him hard way into the corner. Willa Yuta locked him into a... I think it was a bow and arrow, and then or the surfboard, and then he locks in the guillotine. Orange Cassidy mounts a comeback. He hits a suicide dive onto the floor. He hits a tornado DDT, but he's not able to get the win. He hits the orange punch, but he doesn't have a lot of muster into that orange punch. He has to, he goes for the cover, but because it took too long for him to follow up, Willa Yuta kicked out. And then Willa Yuta hit the Orange Cassidy hit the beach break, but Willa Yuta rolled out of the ring, so he couldn't be pinned. And Orange Cassidy still tried to win by countout, so Willa Yuta had no choice but to go back into the ring. So him rolling out didn't really help him out all that much. And then eventually, the rest of the members of Blackpool Combat Club come out, Claudio Castagnoli and John Moxley, and they try to run interference, but it doesn't work. And then eventually, Willa Yuta, he tries to lock in the seatbelt, but he's not able to get the full move in. And Orange Cassidy kicks out and hits a backslide onto Willa Yuta for the win. And Orange Cassidy retains the International Championship. But he doesn't get to celebrate for long because Blackpool Combat Club beat the crap out of him. And Tony Schiavone pretty much says that this was going to happen to him whether he won or lost the match. So he was kind of out shit out of luck there. Best friends come out to try to make the save, but they're still, selling their injuries from the beatdown during the parking lot fight. And then Lucha Bros went out and, they make the save. And then Blackpool Combat Club tried to go back in there with chairs to beat him up. But then Eddie Kingston returns for the first time since the G1 ended. And... this sends the Blackpool Combat Club away. He's really gunning for Claudio, but he doesn't get him. And Eddie Kingston throws out the challenge for a Stadium Stampede match. Eddie Kingston, the Lucha Bros, and Best Friends versus the Blackpool Combat Club, and basically 3 guys that are willing to team up with them. So how did you feel about the match? How did you feel about Eddie Kingston's return? Stadium Stampede getting set up. And who do you think those 3 guys will be that the Blackpool Combat Club will find to team up with them?
All right, so the match was actually pretty good. Like I don't like. I was hoping a Wheeler wins because I want a Wheeler to win, but I know Orange Cassidy somehow is going to win because because if you know if you notice this, Orange Cassidy has been winning by any means necessary,
Yep.
even if it's by count out. But this match kind of had me a bit confused because John Moxley was the first man to beat the dog shit out of Orange Cassidy and try to, he didn't held up the title, but he's not the one to challenge for the title.
Yeah.
But like, what's crazy is that if that did, if that match did happen, John Moxley, he's going to kill him. But yeah. But anyways, but Eddie Kingston back. I'm happy as shit because that was my boy. Like he has always been like he always been my boy since I first lay ever since I first laid eyes on him. I'm just like, yeah, this man is a living embodiment of a fucking mood.
Yeah.
So he's back. He did great in the G1. He lost, but he showed to everybody why he does belong in a Japanese ring. He has the spirit, the dedication, and he has the knowledge. Plus, he's a fucking mark, and I love him though. I swear, Eddie Kingston. This is not a dig at him because I love him. He's the type of guy who still thinks wrestling is real. And I don't have a problem with that because you could tell his passion is through the roof, and I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's back. He's like, fuck all of y'all. We're going to do a stadium stampede with people in the fucking stadium.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that. Well, they did do it. They did do it. At Double or Nothing 2021 because if you remember that's the first event with fans. So
I thought that was. I thought that was the one. I thought that was Anarchy the Arena. I could be wrong.
No, that was Stadium Stampede. You're thinking of 2022, 2021 when it was the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. If you remember, there were fans in the ring for
So wait, okay, so because I know whenever kids do Stadium Stampede, they go to a different arena with nobody in there.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, is it going to be like a different UK arena and they're going to film it there, or they're going to with people in it and just be called the Stadium Stampede because are they going to do something a bit different because they already did Anarchy how that, but yeah, this is going to be interesting, and I hope this is oh shit, this is the go home week.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope they actually I hope they reveal teams a Wednesday because if they don't, I'm gonna be like, I'm not guessing. But since this is going to be probably released either Wednesday or a Tuesday, my guess for the other members is probably Shooter, maybe.
Yeah.
Because that's John's young boy.
Yep.
Who else? Fuck, I don't know who else.
Yeah, if I had to make a guess, I'm thinking maybe Lance Archer, because if you remember, him and Orange Cassidy had that international title match, and
Oh yeah.
they They never blew that feud off, so that they could do that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's tough to really you know, um,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if this
Cause
is
like, cause like, this will be different if this was like a Forbidden Door thing, because it'll be kind of like easier to like guess who's coming on the teams.
yeah.
But like with this, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, they could do a surprise entrant. I don't even know who the surprise entrant could even be, just because, you know, I don't really. It's tough to really mention who's out there free agent wise and all that type of stuff. Oh, Chris Hero, because I think that's been mentioned. He's been working backstage with AEW. Chris, and he used to team up with Claudio Castagnoli as the Kings of Wrestling, so Chris Hero could be one.
That could be one. Yeah.
And then so if I had to say those would be the three, because there's Forbidden Door shit, but I think they could still get Shota Umino, because we'll talk about this later. They got a big New Japan person that could do the show. I know it's in his hometown, but and then Lance Archer, and Chris Hero. The one I think is actually the least likely is probably Lance Archer, because Lance Archer doesn't really work in a team. He just kind of does his own thing, but.
Because everybody dies.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, it's kind of a good thing the G1 ended, because I don't know who they would have gotten to be on the face team, just because obviously I think Eddie Kingston was probably supposed to be in Pac's spot. I'm sorry, Pac was probably supposed to be in Eddie Kingston's spot, but Eddie Kingston had to take a spot pretty much. Or maybe they would have, taken out Orange Cassidy, have him have a title match, and then have Pac be in his spot, type of thing. So I think Eddie Kingston probably was always going to be in the match. They were just kind of waiting. But yeah, I enjoyed this. It's the first time I've ever seen anyone kick out of the seatbelt. I should mention he didn't fully have the seatbelt locked in. He kind of lost his footing on the roll up and all that type of stuff. But really good opener here. But yeah, Blackpool Combat Club has made a lot of enemies, and as you see, it's basically 6 guys wants to beat them up. So
they got beef with everybody, which is fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's what happens when you just kick everybody's ass. So
right.
Then we have a lot of talking the next couple of segments. First, Jim Ross interviews Kenny Omega.
This was
yeah. So this was filmed earlier in the day at Daly's place for some reason. It just was.
It's weird.
But Kenny Omega talked about how he's known Don Callis his entire life. He talked about how he helped him win the AEW World Championship, and he mentions he knew Don Callis, and he always knew he was kind of slimy, but he always kind of stood up for him and condoned his actions because he's family. But he says in hindsight, his life could have been different because while everybody else had a social life pretty much, he had to do all these other things like hockey and wrestling and really make himself a trainer. But he said it built him to be the person that he is today. And he said that, he doesn't want to completely turn his back on Don Callis because, that's family. And then Don...
Fuck him, bro.
Huh?
Fuck Don Callis, bro.
Yeah.
Why,
Jim Ross even asked him, yeah, but he did stab you in the back in the steel cage match. And Kenny Omega says that, he just wants to move on with Don Callis and he wants to do his own thing. So they're basically taking the approach where Kenny Omega doesn't want to deal with Don Callis. He just wants to move on with his career, just be the best wrestler he possibly can. But of course, Don Callis, I guess knew this interview was taking place. I know it was advertised for a week, but good thing he went to Daly's place of all places for the interview. Kind of a good thing that happened. I don't know. What a coincidence. Don Callis just happens to be at Daly's place at the same time.
right.
But whatever. I will overlook that just because, maybe he was, maybe Kenny Omega had isn't there a thing on your phone where people can track you and all that type of stuff? So maybe Kenny Omega had that turned on for Don Callis, and that's how you knew he was there.
He probably has so he probably has the iPhone, right? And if the iPhone has the tracker.
Yeah.
So they know each other, so they turn on their locations and sync each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, here in Daily Place, bam.
Yeah, so that ends up You know.
So dumb, weird, bro.
But yeah, Don Callis is talking shit to Kenny Omega. He said that if you had to go over like how Kenny Omega's feeling right now when it comes to insecurities, you're gonna be here for the rest of Dynamite, pretty much. He actually didn't even say the rest of Dynamite. He said he was gonna bleed into fucking Rampage type of shit.
That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up.
I feel like though, you know, as fucked up as that is, you probably would have fucking actually like paid attention to Rampage if it was just about Kenny Omega's insecurities versus what the Rampage actually was this week. That's what's
A 1 hour special of non-wrestling on Rampage.
yeah.
They is fucking awesome.
But basically, Don Callis is just talking shit to Kenny Omega, and eventually, he gets attacked from behind by, of all people, Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Konosuke Takeshita. They beat the crap out of him. They throw him into like this garage door that was back there. They hit him. They throw him into like a recycle bin. They choke him with a hose, and then eventually they grab like a 2x4 and break it over Kenny's back. And yeah, they just beat his ass. And they do more with this. The next segment, first it shows the commentators, they're distraught that this happened. They're just, you know, saying that Don Callis is just a bad person. He's a piece of crap type of thing. And it's revealed that there was footage earlier today of Heyman Adam Page at the hospital. And that shows Heyman Adam Page backstage, like in front of an ambulance type of thing. Like Kenny Omega had been at the hospital for a while and stuff. And Heyman Adam Page talked about how Kenny Omega just went to Daly's place for an interview, and then he finds out that he's getting, assaulted like that. And he said that nobody deserves to be assaulted like that. And he says that he challenges, basically the Elite challenge, the Don Callis family, Konosuke Takeshita, Jay White, and Juice Robinson to a 6-man tag at All In. It's going to be the Golden Elite, which is going to be the reformation of Heyman, Adam Page, and Kenny Omega as a team, and Kota Ibushi, versus them. And then I think like a paramedic comes up and tells Heyman Adam Page that he can't be drinking at a hospital because he had a beer. Heyman Adam Page just finishes the beer, gives it to the doctor, and says "done," and just leaves.
That was fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah. But yeah, we have another match set for All In. I actually am a fan of this concept because if you remember, the main event of the first All In was a 6-man tag with Kota Ibushi and the Young Bucks in the main event. So I think it makes sense to do another 6-man tag, and it's I like the choices of teams here. Because if you remember, Jay White and Kenny Omega have a history with each other. Because Jay White basically has been claiming that he sold out Madison Square Garden. But if you think about it, well, that's true. The only reason really Madison Square Garden showed out is everyone thought the Elite was going to be there doing that show. But then AEW started up, so they couldn't really go to Madison Square Garden because New Japan wanted nothing to do with them. They have the Bullet Club history when, Jay White beat him for the IWGP US Championship and all that type of stuff. So there's a lot of history there. The team up of Kenny Omega, Heyman Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi is going to be cool because Kenny Omega has been a team member, has been a really successful tag team with both those guys. And I'm actually looking. I know we saw Blood and Guts, but we didn't see it for a very long time. I'm looking forward to seeing Konosuke Takeshita and Kota Ibushi like get into it really properly in like a wrestling match and all that type of stuff. So, yeah. How did you feel about how the 6-man tag team match was set up, and were you expecting Bullet Club Gold to be involved? And do you think they're in the Don Callis family, or do you think this is just kind of like a handshake type of agreement type of thing?
Bro, my first question is why the fuck they in Jacksonville, bro?
I guess that's just I guess.
Yo, what? Yo, what? Like, I'm so confused. Like, yes, this is wrestling, but what the fuck? They just somehow magically showed up randomly in the Daily's place.
Yeah.
With Don Callis, I could probably like how he got like I could see how Don Callis was there, but why the fuck Juice and Jay White in Daly's place. What is the purpose, bro?
I guess Don Callis called him. He said,
buy or some shit.
I guess Don Callis called him. I guess that's the only reason I could come up with it.
That's actually one though. Okay, I got you. Okay, now I can actually see that. But holy shit, bro. Okay, so this was a really interesting thing that happened, and I thought they was going to set up Takeshita versus Omega.
Yeah,
but I think that's gonna happen in All Out.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
how it's gonna happen. But the interview was, fine. I really didn't fucking. The only thing I was caring for is what match he's going to announce.
Yeah.
Then Don Callis just shows up. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I thought Takeshita was going to come in and beat him, but no, Jay White being Jay White and just want to show up and just beat down Kenny with Juice Robinson. And the funniest thing happened during the whole entire deal, bro. The funniest thing happened, and I think you know what it is because I don't know who was the cameraman that day, but he has a mission. This man was showing Jeff Ross standing up and just be like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Jeff Ross
I have it.
standing
This is the
there.
beauty part is I'm using screen recorder, so I'll just show it on the screen real quick. This is what Jim Ross looked like when all this was going on right
Yes,
here.
it
So
was just like, bro. And he turned his then after Kitty got hit with the fucking tube, Jim Ross just had this face of it was just like he was disgusted and walked away.
yeah, he just let this happen too. He didn't call for like medics or anything like that.
He just let this happen. He didn't say we need a medic. He just walked away, bro. I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, Jim, what are you doing?
He probably
For security.
has PTSD when he was attacked before in an interview he did in 03 when he got set on fire.
Oh my god.
So he probably doesn't want that happening to him again because every time he does an interview, he seems to get like attacked verbally
Right.
or physically.
physically.
Yeah.
Like, Jim, do something. But yeah, like this was but yeah, I think Kota Bushi is probably signed by now because he's getting matches now. But like, I'm really like, I hope whatever happens after this, it's like something good, like maybe a match with Takeshita
Yeah.
1-on-1, or if you want to go real crazy, we could have a match with Kota versus Takeshita. That would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because Kenny Omega,
Yeah.
he even mentioned too, I forgot to mention this in the interview, that like, he wants to take away everything that, that made Kenosuke to catch a special because he said that, he sees that Kenny Omega was special and he wants to take away what made Kenosuke to catch the special. So,
yeah. Oh, plus they did mention how they did had a match once back in DDT.
yeah, they were showing footage of that. Yeah.
Takeshita looked so different.
Yeah.
He looked real different at the time. That is insane. He wasn't even built. He looked like a young boy.
He's a young lion. That's why they call him that. Which is crazy that he was a young lion back then because in New Japan he just went on an excursion lately. I didn't realize he'd been wrestling that long. I thought he'd been wrestling like a few years type of thing.
I don't think he ever been in New Japan. He was just a DDT guy.
Yeah. I talked about this
But,
recently on the retro. I think probably Takeshita got the best fucking excursion. He got to wrestle on national TV doing his fucking excursion. What other talent can say that? Like,
right, that's fucking crazy. But shit,
yeah.
he looked it so young.
Yeah,
He looked it weird.
really weird. Yeah. I do wonder what was Kenny Omega going to announce for his match in All In too if this didn't happen? Was he just going to fucking challenge Takeshita to a match anyways? Like what the hell was Kenny going to do at All In if he didn't get attacked? Like what was his plan?
He probably would have challenged him.
So maybe that was why like Don Callis is protecting Konosuke Takeshita from Kenny Omega because he realizes that Kenny Omega is he's a veteran and all that type of stuff, and he taught Konosuke Takeshita everything that Kenny knows, but he didn't teach Takeshita everything. No, he taught Takeshita everything that Takeshita knows, but he didn't teach everything that Kenny knows. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then you didn't. Then the Heyman Page interview because you didn't get to talk about that.
Oh, Hangman Page shit was funny as fuck, bro.
Well, it wasn't even an interview, I guess. It was a promo. Most
yeah, like, that was funny as fuck. Like, he literally was in the hospital, like he was just saying that, how dare you beat up my friend, Yazi, blase. Then fucking, he was like, we'll have a 6-man tag. I'm like, okay, cool. Then the doctor was like, hey, yo, bro, you do know you're in the hospital. You can't drink beer. He go up and down. He's just like, I'm done. I'm like, bro,
yeah.
what the fuck? That was funny as shit.
I mean, yeah, no, at that point, just let the dude finish it type of thing, He only had... I feel like, too, I don't know we're going to make detail. It's not like, too, he had, like, one sip yet. He took, like, a big gulp for, like, a good minute before, like, he was done with it. Like,
he downed the drink. So crazy. I'm like, bro. Plus, I never had beer, but beer just... Apparently, beer tastes like piss, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, sometimes it can, but, I do the twisted teas type of thing, so I get more the iced tea flavor than the alcohol flavor. So there you go. It's only 5% alcohol in there too, so you have to you have to drink so much to get yourself drunk type of thing. But one time I drank like a whole case, and that was a fucking mistake. But that's a story for another. It's a story for another day.
Your homie's like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't drink enough water that day either, so I got drunk really quick, and it was also hot that day too. So.
Damn.
Yeah, it was just not. You get when producer man. If you ever see him, you can ask what that was like. And also too, I had other stuff that day. I had like these slushies. Apparently, they had alcohol in them. And one of my friends was just like, "Oh yeah, they won't do anything. Yeah, they won't get you drunk." Boy, was he fucking wrong? Because I had like 30 of those, and he was just like, "Yeah, he was fucking wrong." So yeah, don't do anything, my ass type of thing. So, but anyhow, yeah, that's basically the great way to set up the trios match. But this wasn't the last we saw of Don Callis, though. Don Callis was in the ring. He was waiting to hear what Chris Jericho was going to say. And I don't think this has ever happened before in AEW where they went to commercial break before a promo segment. Usually, they just do the segment and then that happens. But no, they went to a full-on commercial break, and then when they came back, Jericho came out. He talked about how he lost everything last week when the Jericho Appreciation Society walked out on him, and he said that, it gave him a lot of chance to reflect and think about what he wanted to do. And he talks about how typically he doesn't join factions, he starts them. And I had to think, like, is that true? And I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm pretty sure he's only started factions. I can't really think of, like, a faction that, like, he joined, really. I think it's all been ones that he started, so.
I think, I don't know if this counts. Because I know in the... Okay, I'm trying to remember. Because I know, okay, so in WCW, he did the Drop Squad.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And I think he started that one.
Then, like, in WWE, he didn't start a faction in WWE.
Well, I think he was a part of the Un-Americans, but I don't think he was in the faction. I think he was just, like, working with them, so.
Because I know, hold on, I'm about to look this shit up.
Yeah, I can't think of a faction that he would have been in WWE, like.
Yeah, because I think he was also a part of. He wasn't a part of the invasion. He was.
He was a part. He was like he was trying to stop the invasion. Yes. So yeah, I can't think of a faction that he would have been in WWE, which is insane. Like he never was in a faction. You would have thought. He's been in tag teams, but he's basically started those tag teams too. Like
most definitely.
Um,
with him and KO.
Yeah.
I know that.
So I can't think of I can't even think of like a faction he was in though. So, yeah, I don't think he was in a faction.
Going on my cause that's in FMW. Never mind.
Yeah, I think I guess that one would be one, the faction that him and Don Callis were in, but I don't know. I guess we could count that one. That would be the other one. And then obviously in AEW he started
2 factions.
Yeah, he started
Circle of the 10JAS.
Yep.
Stupid name.
But he agrees to join the Don Callis family, and I'm thinking, is there a swerve coming here? This feels very much like that segment where John Moxley said he was going to join the Inner Circle, and then he said he was just kidding. Is he going to do this to Don Callis? But he said that he wants to start to get selfish, and he realizes that him and Don Callis can accomplish a lot. And Don Callis is really happy about this. They go to celebrate pretty much the fact that they're now working together and all that type of stuff. And during this, there was this portrait or some type of picture that was underneath like a blanket, and it was there originally, and we didn't really know why it was there. We thought it was going to lead to something, but they never really revealed what it was up until this point. And Jericho notices this, and he wants to know what's underneath his portrait. He wants to know, and Don Callis is like, "No, don't worry about that. Come on, let's just go. We're working together now." And Jericho's like, "No, you clearly had this portrait made for me. We should just reveal it to the world." And Don Callis is just trying to talk Chris Jericho out of doing this, but eventually Jericho rips the blanket off, and it's basically a portrait where Don Callis drew himself holding the head of Chris Jericho. Basically, this was going to be just in case Jericho said no, and he was going to have Jericho, beheaded, but in a figurative sense, he was going to have someone take out Jericho type of thing. And, Jericho was confused about this. He's like, was this just in case I said no? And Don Callis says, he tried to make a point that, that the person who he had draw this picture originally screwed it up. He said that, he said that, he's going to issue a complaint. Come on. And Jericho basically wants Don Callis to tell him the truth. He wants him to tell him what is going on, type of thing. And Don Callis said that he did have this drawn, but he thought he was Jericho's ego was going to be too big for him to say yes. He figured that Jericho was going to not heed the advice of Don Callis. And Jericho just roasts Don Callis. He talks about how Don Callis may have been in the wrestling business a long time, but truthfully, before AEW, nobody even knew who Don Callis even was, which was kind of that was a hard shot right there.
Pretty true though.
Yeah, it really was. I knew about him in Impact, like towards the end of his EVP run and all, and I saw him commentate New Japan. But yeah, no one really knew who he was. And then when Don Callis came to NEW, nobody even really cared, and no one really truly cared about Don Callis until he started associating himself with Chris Jericho, which is kind of true, honestly, because if you remember when Kenny Omega was out injured, Don Callis was nowhere to be found. So it's pretty true. He goes to beat up Don Callis, and Konosuke Takeshita runs in and brawls with Chris Jericho. They have a little bit of a brawl, and Jericho looks like he's going to fight him off until Will Ospreay comes in, and it's really cool because I like the way they shot this. He attacks him from behind. He had a hood on his head, and when he took the hood off, it was revealed that it was Will Ospreay. I mean, they kind of ruined it on commentary because they mentioned it's Will Ospreay, but it is what it is. And then he hits the back fist, the hidden blade on Jericho, and then Don Callis grabs the portrait. and he smashes it off of Jericho's skull, busting him open. And then Sammy Guevara has to run out with the bat and chase off everybody. And basically, yeah, now Jericho's finally a babyface again. And we'll get into what this leads to later on. But yeah, how did you feel of how this segment played out? Were you expecting Will Ospreay to show up here? And where does Sammy Guevara tie into all this? Because, as Sammy Guevara said, when Jericho needs him, he'll be there. And he was there when Jericho needed him. Could have gotten there a little quicker. But, the venue's pretty big, so maybe that's why. But how did you feel about how this was done?
I wasn't really wanting fucking Will Ospreay against Jericho because that's one match I'd never even thought of. But hey, it's a way to get hit. But hey, at least Ospreay's on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so so. Let me think. This was a really interesting segment because of the fact how I wasn't even expecting of all people to show up. Well, first, I didn't even think Jericho was actually going to join because wrestling tropes. If he's want to join the faction, yes or no, he probably going to say no.
Yeah.
But he said yes. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, new member. But then I realized, why are they leaving the fucking picture? Then it clicked with me. I'm like, ah, shit, it's gonna be a fucking wild ass picture, and it was. It was, fucking man having his head like he's the fucking Red Queen. So like the artist drew it. I found her on Twitter, I believe.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't follow her. Yeah. So like the artist who does the pics, she's on Twitter, but so she's probably not gonna see this unless it's a dude. Whoops. They probably won't see this, but your fucking art is dope as shit, bro.
There you go.
Like,
Oh, it's X,
no
by the way,
lie.
now, not Twitter anymore. So,
Look, if I ever go on my browser and I press X, the first thing that's gonna come up is not even X, it's X videos. But anyway, if you know, you know the site. But anyways, like, but yeah, I found her Twitter. I'm still gonna call it Twitter because what the fuck, bro. But yeah, but yeah, the art. I'm gonna be real. Don Callis' artworks be looking crazy. They be looking real good,
yeah.
and it's like it fits him because he's supposed to be the imaginary hand who plays his chess and shit. But like for real, bro, it's like it's the fact that Jericho like joined. That then Don Callis had all this doubt, so he made he took the time to request a art of him holding Jericho's head and put it out there
Mm-hmm.
because he thought Jericho was going to say no. Imagine how much waste of time you had to prep this shit, bro.
Yeah.
The amount of time wasting. I'm thinking logically because it's like no human being will literally have such time to have one specific artwork made because you think because you think somebody is going to say no to you.
Don Callis
But
must
it
have
is
had
what
to.
it is.
Don Callis must have had to pay that person a lot of money. So,
On God, because like, bro. But hey, Jericho said yes. Don Cass like, what the fuck? That's not in the script. That's not in the script,
I
bro. What are you
know.
talking about? so like eventually fucking Jericho found out about the pig. He was like, but Don Callis did had a point though, because of Jericho's ego. His fucking ego really does make people think that he ain't gonna join nobody's side because how if you know Jericho's ego, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but hey, fucking homeboy came out. Jericho lay waste to him. The Will Ospreay came out of fucking thin air.
Yeah.
Jesus, like this is gonna be. I don't want to say this is gonna be a sleeper match because it's probably not gonna be a sleeper match. In my head, like this is probably just gonna be a match. It's probably gonna be good. I hope it be good.
Me too.
I really do hope it's. I really do hope it's gonna be good because it's part of me. Because the last Jericho match on pay per view, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that good.
Well, I think you mean the singles one. That was with Adam Cole. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. That one was disappointing.
Yeah.
The match ended so stupidly. It's the dumbest ending I've ever seen in my life. It could have been better.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember too. I said at the time too. Yeah, I just remember saying at the time too, like even AEW was just like, yeah, this is going to be a popular decision with the fans, but it was a decision that they made. Like AEW knew that wasn't going to be a popular decision, so I don't understand why they booked that for. So
like Jericho, Adam Cole won, which is fucking good, but at the same time, the way the match ended was so fucking shit. But like,
yeah.
But anyways, like Jericho against Ospreay, holy fucking shit! This is the match I didn't even fucking want it because I wasn't expecting it. Hey.
There you go. Yeah, a hell of a segment here, hell of a way to set it up. So it was great stuff. Then we have some more talking. Jack Perry is cutting a little video promo. I think it's from last week, but that it was pre-recorded. He talks about how he put an end to the ECW legends. He talked about how he destroyed RVD, and he talked about he was a big childhood hero of his, but now he's just nothing more than a disgrace. And he said that he's happy what he's been able to do with the FTW champion. He says he's the best FTW champion that has ever happened, and he said that he wants to end his title reign with a bang before people get sick of it. So he said that since this is being recorded either Tuesday or Wednesday, he said that on Dynamite on the next episode he's going to retire the FTW championship. Decent segment here. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to try to retire the championship, and Taz is going to interrupt it this time and bring his son back or another ECW legend, and that person will face Jack Perry at either, probably not All In because I think that show's too loaded for that, but probably All Out for the FTW championship. But yeah, overall I thought this was good, Dude finally wins a world title, though, and he's going to fucking retire the world title that he won. Like, I would have just kept that title, dude. Like, it's not like you win any other world title anytime soon, because you ain't going for the AEW belt anytime soon. You try going for the New Japan belt, no one liked that. And then, I don't know what other, I guess the Strong belt, I don't know, but I don't even think that's considered even a world title. I don't know how that works, but, and I don't know what else title he could, world title, I guess the ROH world title he could try to win, but that person's a heel and he's a heel, so I don't think that's going to work out too well for him. But yeah, how do you feel about this? Do you think the title's actually getting retired? And if not, who do you see his next opponent being?
I honestly, this is just me, fucking having my little fantasy of booking, but I think this probably ain't gonna happen. But I kind of want to. I think when he tries to retire the belt, Taz's gonna have enough of this shit. He's gonna literally come out of the fucking the booth and square up with Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Leading up to maybe one more match out of Taz.
Oh yeah.
Which will be kind of fucking cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's probably not gonna happen. Maybe Hook comes back and he's just be like, "Bro, what the fuck you doing with this belt?" And maybe Hook might win back the belt because booking. But at the same time, it's like I don't know what they really are going to do with this shit. Like Jungle Boy, he's a good heel. I still don't give a fuck about him. But like, I don't know. This is just gonna be like this is pretty. Whatever happens, happens. I guess I could probably say because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen either. But I'm interested in it. I think Jack Perry has done relatively well enough as a heel so far, so it's been good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then we finally get some action. We have a tag match. It's Darby Allin and Nick Wayne versus the Gates of Agony. The Gates of Agony, before the match even starts, just blindside and completely lay waste to Darby Allin and Nick Wayne. They throw Darby into the barricade, and they just completely destroy Nick Wayne throughout the beginning portion of this matchup. Eventually, Darby and Nick are able to fight back, but the Gates of Agony are way too powerful to, get enough of an advantage on him, so they still continuously to dominate Nick Wayne. Darby Allin gets tagged in, and he has a really good, exchange with Bishop Khan, I think his name is. They just have some really good, exchanges together. I'd like to see a singles match between them. And he does a coffin drop to both members of Gates and Agony outside the ring, and then Nick Wayne hits Wayne's World onto, I think it's Bishop Khan. And then Darby Allin hits the coffin drop on him for the win. During this, Swerve Strickland came out, and there was no Prince Nana. We didn't really know why at first. And then, the show, I think, is over and all that type of stuff. And then AR Fox and Swerve Strickland are going to get into the ring and beat up Nick Wayne and Darby Allin. And then Sting comes on the screen, and he talks about how much he's looking forward to the match at All In. And it's implied that he's talking to somebody, though. And who he's talking with is Prince Nana. I guess he didn't really take him hostage. Like, it's not like he's handcuffed or anything. He's just sitting next to him, chilling on the couch. And Prince Nana's really afraid of him. And
he's vibing over there.
Stin is just like, Stin talks about how, how they did this to Nick Wayne not that long ago, where they beat him up. So he was just, he just wanted to talk about the match and talk about strategy and stuff, and talk about, he wanted to teach Prince Nana, I guess, to how to buy it on Bleacher Report and all that type of stuff. Like, Prince Nana doesn't know how to do it type of thing. And he does like a big war at Prince Nana. He just takes off, and Sting just starts to get all lonely. He said that he was now he doesn't have anyone to spend time with anymore, so he's all sad that Prince Nana took off. So this was very much Joker Sting right here, which I thought was awesome. Yeah. How did you feel about this? How did you feel about this match? How did you feel about how well the Gates of Agony did? And how did you feel about this segment right here with Sting and Prince Nana, and Sting just basically taking him hostage? I don't know if you call it hostage, but I don't know what to call it. But how'd you feel about how all this went down?
The match was a match, but what happens after the match? When I noticed fucking Prince Nana just not even present, I was like, what the fuck? Where's your fucking boy at? This was about to be a post-match assault, but they were just looking, but swerving Fox looking dead at the fucking team. Joker's thing is on the screen, and then I know this about to be some bullshit, because the moment he started talking like crazy in the show, Nana looks scared as hell.
You can't blame the guy.
I never seen a guy more terrified in my life.
I even love.
What the fuck, bro?
I even love to Prince Nana even asked Stin, like, when this happens, like, what did you want to see me about, Stin? Like, all scared and all that type of stuff. Like,
right, what you want to do? Sting over here speaking riddles and shit. Like, what is this horror movie? Then, like, fucking Joker stays, like, he made this weird ass face. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen somebody give somebody else. It looked like
yeah, this is the beauty of the.
It looked like what's that name from the Cat in the Hat? Cat. Fuck, who's that actor?
Is it Thin One or Thin Two? Oh, the actor that plays him in like the.
Yes. Live action movie.
Let me see if keep talking. I'll see if I can come up with it.
Yeah, like, like he's just going crazy. Like, bro, I don't. Just this whole shit, this whole fucking joint with this whole segment was a fever dream. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Like,
It was
Joker.
believe it or not, the actor was Mike Myers.
Oh, was it Mike?
Yeah, it was Mike Myers. That's what it says on Wikipedia. So
Yo, like homie looked like that face that he made and looked at Prisnada. I'm like, what the fuck? Sting is on some drugs. Sting is on something right now. He's having way too much fun. He's not like we started seeing signs of Joker Sting coming back because I remember during the Pillars of Four-Way build, Sting came out and basically said no to MJ to MJF, and he was like, no, I'm just a cheerleader and throw pom poms at MJF. The fuck? I was like, yo, Sting is going crazy. This is the Joker Sting coming back, but yeah, this was a weird segment mistake. But hey, man, we're gonna have a freaking double buried alive casket match. I mean, this fucking Sting. Okay, I'm gonna make a bold prediction for this match. Sting is gonna jump off some high shit, and he's gonna look like New Jack just jumping off a damn shit.
he could, yeah. Um, but then, yeah, this segment was the match was good, and then like the segment afterwards was absolutely awesome. Like,
I
it
was
was,
like, what
yeah.
the fuck is? I was like,
The
what is
show,
going on?
the show gets so fucking weird really fast. By the way, like,
Yes.
because then the next thing you thought this was awesome. Or not good, depending on your taste of wrestling. No one's gonna hate us for what we say about this show, though, because I was fucking having the time of my life watching this.
Fucking God, I'm looking back at that damn image. She look like the Grinch.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. But better than you babies. They talk about how they're gonna show how they're preparing for the ROH World Tag Team Title
My
match.
God, this fucking segment.
So yeah. So MJF says that we have to go to Aussie Open's neck of the woods, and he's not going to fucking Australia. He's not there because he's like in the middle of the city type of thing. Not saying there isn't cities in Australia, but you knew where this was going. And then
I was hoping it was in Australia because that would have been so fucking wild.
but
We already got like it wouldn't be different because we already got fucking Bullet Club Go somehow in Florida.
yeah. So it's just like yeah. But yeah, MJF talks about how that they need to find a way. They need to go to the Aussie Open's neck of the woods. And Adam Cole comes up and says, what are you talking about? And they're gonna go to Outback Steakhouse. And they go in there and they're starting to talk all Australian. They have toothpicks in their mouths, and we never actually saw the steak though. We never saw the steak really get served. And Adam Cole comes out all full saying that you're right. Those preparations did do us some good. And MJF's all fucking worried now because it's like the best steak he's ever had in his life, and it's some good eats. But like, if it's the steak's that good and it's putting me basically on the floor pretty much, then the Aussie Opens are gonna kick our ass at the pay-per-view. And then Adam Cole says, "Don't worry, Max. I got this. And I have another way we can get prepared." And then it cuts to like I don't even know when this is, like later in the day, clearly or something. I don't know. It could be later in the week. It doesn't say. Where they're about to watch basically a bunch of Australian themed movies and all that type of stuff. I don't remember the names of the movies, but it's basically it's Australia puns. And then MJF is just like, I don't think that's gonna help us at all. I think we need to come up with a new thing. We need to come up with a new move. And MJF comes up with the kangaroo kick, and he's like, he starts fucking standing there like he's a fucking kangaroo, not a good kangaroo either. I don't know what I don't think he's ever seen a kangaroo in his life. To be fair, I haven't either, but I'm like legit online or anything. I don't think he's ever seen a kangaroo in his life, because the way he was standing, it did not look like a fucking kangaroo. And he says, we're gonna have a kangaroo kick, and he jumps up like a fucking kangaroo, like he does a kangaroo kick. And Adam Cole says, no, we're not gonna do any of these kangaroo kicks. And MJF says, well, I got a better idea. And they stack up all the fucking equipment boxes. I don't know how the fuck they did this and like how long they took them to do this, but they're standing behind this and they pull some shit out from Animal Planet where they start talking like Australian hunters and stuff like that, and they're trying to whisper and all that type of stuff, and they have like traps out for kangaroos. And they have like and they have like a crocodile out there and all that type of stuff. And one of the production guys from AEW, you see him a lot. I don't remember his name, but MJF, Adam Cole says, okay, you remember the plan, right? And MJF at first wants to hit the kangaroo kick. He's like, no, we're going to hit the double clothesline. And this time they whisper it because obviously they're trying to be quiet. And then they hit the guy with the double clothesline, and he goes like into a net and he's got trapped in there. And then you hear fucking Tony Khan come out. It's like, okay, that's it. In my office now. And then they're outside. The camera's outside Tony Khan's office. The door's closed. You don't hear anything that's going on. Tony Khan is just fucking pissed at them. He's just fucking yelling at them, chewing out their assholes and all that type of stuff. And just like, yeah, basically yelling at them. And then MJF and Adam Cole, Better Than You Babies, come out. And they're just like, well, that couldn't have gone better. And MJF says, well, that's going to go into my decision-making when it comes to 2024. So then Tony Khan comes out and is like, what the hell did you guys how are you guys talking about out here? Because they're like making fun of him too. And MJF's like, no, but you're fine. We think you're a great boss. And Tony Khan's like, okay, good. And then, then that's it. Okay. Because then it cuts to the end segment of it. So let's have you cover this bit here. How do you think they went about their tag team preparations? Do you think they're ready for their ROH World Tag Team title match? And how did you feel about this segment overall?
Bro, this fucking segment felt like a fever dream.
I know.
Like, I was so fucked up during this whole thing, yo. Because, like, I was not ready for this shit. Like, bro. Half of the time, I was like, what the fuck is... Like, they went to Outback. And Outback's a good restaurant. And Outback's really good. But what the fuck, bro? They, like, then they just have... all that they have meals... MJF staring at a picture of a kangaroo. I'm like, ain't no way he's thinking of some ideas about no damn kangaroo, bro. Then, right afterwards, fucking... what? Adam Cole. He's such a fucking nerd, I swear to God, bro.
Yeah.
This man had, like, nothing but... He had stacks of Australian movies and thinking we're going to do research on Australia by watching Australian movies. MJF thought the bright idea was for a kangaroo kick, and the way he did it looked so fucking goofy. And then fucking... Then all this turned into Animal Planet, fucking wildlife and some shit. Croc, look at that, yo! Look at that crocodile over here. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just a blow up crocodile inside of a baby pool. fucking the poor producer guy or whoever's over there, the poor worker. Guy double clothesline. And then Tony Khan ordered them in the... Try to hear Tony Khan talk serious is the goofiest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, he tried to be all bossy, like how he's supposed to be back at CM Punk's bullshit. He tried to act all like he's taking control. No, the fuck you ain't. And then they came out. MJF said some slick shit. What do you say to me? Man, after this, I can't take Tony Khan seriously no more.
No,
this is so goofy as fuck. It's just like, like what the fuck was going? This whole episode's a fever dream, bro. What is
Oh, it gets weird. This episode gets weirder and weirder, but yeah. Do you think they're ready for the ROH tag title match after the training that they did? Or do you think they need more training?
No, the fuck they ain't ready. They ain't ready for shit. No, they are not ready. They are going to lose, and I'm going to laugh. They are not ready.
Yeah. But then, so then we have an actual segment, like live in the ring. But first, Adam Cole and MJF arrive. And MJF has to take a shit, so he has Adam Cole go out there by himself at first. So yeah, I gotta take a shit, dude.
That was funny. Like
all that steak he ate and all that type of stuff too. So, you know, he finally caught up to him. So then they do their entrance. They come to the ring. They talk about. Oh, I forget the best part. I forget the best part of all of this, by the way, and I want to make sure I don't forget it. So Roderick Strong and comes up, and he's just pissed. He's trying to call Adam Cole and everything like that. He kicks the fucking car because he's so pissed, and he hurts his fucking foot. We'll get into that later. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That we'll get into that later. And then
that was the goofiest shit I've ever fucking seen, bro. He's still wearing that goddamn neck brace.
Yes,
take it off. You're good. Just throw dirt on it, bro.
Oh, but it gets worse for Roderick Strong later. But yeah, Better Than You Babies are cutting a promo. And they talk about, the ROH World Tag Team title match coming up and talk about how they made some enemies backstage. And Adam Cole says that he's looking forward to winning the ROH World Tag Team titles with one of his good friends in MJF. But he mentions that later in the night, though, they have to face each other for the AEW World Championship. And he talks about how he's going to beat him for that title because he has a pretty heartbreaking story. He talks about how months ago he got told by doctors that he was never going to wrestle again. And he mentions that he had to fight through all that adversity to finally get back into this win. He had to fight through, he had to convince everybody around him that he could come back, and he had to train to get into the best shape of his life. This promo probably hits a lot more home if you watched All Access. I haven't seen that yet. I still got to do that. Adam Cole says that, he's going to use all that and win the AEW World Championship at All In, the biggest pay-per-view ever. He talked about how he missed the first All In because he had prior commitments, and he mentions that everywhere he's been, he's broken records and been a champion. It's dominated every wrestling company he's been in, which is very true. And then MJF says that's a very touching story, but I could do it better. Like, he's just like, he's still a douchebag. He's our douchebag. He talks about how he entered the business years ago, and he mentions that a lot of people said that he was never going to make it in the wrestling business. A lot of people talked about how he was small, but he could talk like nobody else's business. And he talked about how he really wasn't all that well known, and then All In started, and he texted Cody about All In. He didn't even get it called. He had to text Cody about it. And Cody,
how the fuck did his number?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
Oh, I think he emailed him. Actually, he didn't text him. He emailed him.
Unless he DM'd him, I don't know.
Yeah, but Cody got a mixed reaction.
I wonder why.
Yeah, and MJF mentions, that he got, the call to work All In, and he mentioned that he lost, and he lost in the opening match, but I was the most talked about thing coming out of All In, which I think is very true. Well, not the most talked about, but he was one of the most talked about things. And he talked about how it helped him so much, he started getting bookings, and it caught the attention of one Tony Khan, who had no choice but to sign him because he was that good. And he talked about how he grew up in front of the AEW audience. They got to see what he was like, and he mentions that they saw him go to a boy to becoming a man. And he mentions that the AEW World Championship is the most important thing in his life because it means everything to him. And he mentioned, that when he won the title, he's willing to do whatever it takes to keep the championship. And Adam Cole and MJF, Better Than You Babies, have this intense face-off, and it looks like they're going to get into it, but it gets cut off by Aussie Open. Aussie Open attacks Better Than You Babies from behind, and at first they do a good job kicking their ass, but then eventually the baby faces fight back, and MJF tries to do the kangaroo kick to Mark Davis in the corner, but he escapes. And then Better Than You Babies go for the double clothesline on Kyle Fletcher, but Mark Davis pulls him out of the ring, and Aussie Open take a powder pretty much. And that was the end of the segment. This segment was absolutely awesome. You got to feel sympathy for both Adam Cole and MJF, and it hyped up the buy-in match and the main event all in one segment, and did it very nicely. How did you feel about how this went? And do you think Aussie Open made a mistake trying to get the jump like this? And do you think MJF is going to hit that kangaroo kick at All In? Or do you think that's just not going to happen?
Alright, so right after the fucking fever dreams we had, this is the only fucking real shit that ever was actually fucking...
Yeah.
So, this was this was fucking good. Like, we know the story of MJF, and we know the story about Adam Cole and how they came to rise, and now this is what they want. They want to like become world champions. They want to like literally make a name for themselves. Like they want to do this, and they basically said they would do whatever it takes to even win the title or retain the title. But first, all they gotta do is like go through the tag match first, which I feel like, in my opinion, the tag match is going to set up how the main event is going to be like.
Yeah.
Because I think Aussie Open is going to win, but I believe right after they win, we're going to see how the world title is going to play. Like either they're going to maybe tension, maybe doubts or something. I don't know. It's gonna play on to like something, and I don't know what's it gonna be, but yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
And even after all, and you think that kangaroo kick, by the way, is getting hit at All In?
If he hits the kangaroo kick, whatever drink I have in my hand, I'm down. Like I'm going to down like by Mountain Dew or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna be so over it afterwards. But it was crazy. This is gonna be the pre-show match.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The thing we're missing the most too, I forgot about it. Doing this backstage, it shows the Kingdom and Roderick Strong watching, and Roderick Strong's in a fucking wheelchair now because of what happened to him earlier where we kicked the car door. So you can tell Taz was trying not to fucking laugh at this too. He was fucking dying when this happened.
He's trying not to corpse, bro, because I don't blame him, because it's so stupid seeing this motherfucker with this goddamn shit, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're not hurt. Stop.
But yeah. Then we have a Chris Jericho getting interviewed, and I swear Renee Paquette loves to interview Jericho every week, because every week Jericho's gotten an interview after his segments happen. Like, let the dude chill, bro. Like, dude's trying to get medical attention, and Renee Paquette comes in, and basically Jericho has to send the doctor away. But Jericho's pissed. He talks about the Will Ospreay, huh?
Jericho's at this point, Jericho at the point where he's like, get the fuck out of my face, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just see me get it. I'm hurt.
Yeah. But Jericho, tells Will Ospreay that the match was going to happen regardless. It probably would have happened if it wasn't for the pandemic at Wrestle Kingdom a few years ago. But, yeah, that's interesting. But he mentions that Will Ospreay went about in a dirty way, and now instead of worried about having a classic match with them that everyone would talk about, he's going to go beat the hell out of Will Ospreay at All In. The match gets made official. It doesn't look like the IWGP US title is going to be on the line.
I was hoping it would be on the line. God Damn.
Yeah, I guess maybe they didn't want to make the match too predictable, so they wanted to have some predictability behind it. But I would have put the belt on the line. I thought that would have been good stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be Hidden Blade versus Judas Effect, so it'll be interesting to see how that happens. I would like to see.
Wins. LOL.
Huh?
Hidden Blade wins.
Yeah,
LOL.
let's see. But yeah, how'd you feel about this interview by Jericho? What did you think about what he said? Because he mentioned, that if it wasn't for the pandemic, that match was would have happened. Do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that?
I think it'll be interesting to actually see what it will be like if the pandemic never happened.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like a lot better than what we might get, but I think it'll be. Damn, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, like it's literally a really interesting thought to even think about. Like, oh shit. But yeah, it's a hype package, I guess.
Then we have a match that you talk about a fever dream. Boy, are you having a fever dream after this match. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match between...
I low-key want to skip this match.
No, we got to talk about it. It's part of AEW. It's Jeff Hardy versus...
What the fuck was this match, bro?
So Jeff Hardy, for reasons only known to him, just fucking decides to walk through the crowd, and he's going somewhere. I don't know where the fuck he's going, but he's clearly going somewhere. But he gets attacked from behind by Jeff Jarrett, and they fight, and they brawl around and all that type of stuff. And all of a sudden, like, this match gets fucking weird. Like, most of the match takes place during the picture-in-picture and stuff, too.
This match was weird overall. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but we're talking about it. It takes place in this weird setting where there's, like, a bunch of red lights going around and all that type of stuff. And they're just fighting I don't even think it's backstage. It's, like, in the stands and all that type of stuff. And
behind the bleachers, I think.
Yeah, they're just fighting. Satnam Singh gets into it, and he's dressed up like he was when they did that segment where, they went to Jay Briscoe's house, and he's dressed in those overalls and all that type of stuff. And all of Team Jarrett are dressed
That is my
way.
favorite fucking outfit by Satnam Singh. I don't know why. It's like just him with them giant ass.
Yeah, it's insane. And, eventually, the Hardy family, helps out. Brother Zay, Ethan Page, and Matt Hardy help out. They throw Satnam Singh into like some shit into some shit. And during the picture, he gets fucking trapped. They handcuff him pretty much to like the guardrail and stuff. So there's no way he can get out or anything like that. And during this, fake blood gets poured onto Karen Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett. So that's interesting. So yeah, both of the picture-in-picture, this match takes place. Everyone's just brawling around and all that type of stuff. Eventually, they make their way back to the ring, and they beat the crap out of each other. Jeff Jarrett takes his belt off and just starts whipping Jeff Hardy with it, and he throws him into the turnbuckle. He lays out Hardy with a chair. Hardy fights back, and the Hardys throw Sanjay Dutt like off the stage pretty much. Like poor Sanjay, man. And then eventually Hardy hits a swanton through a table off a ladder onto Jarrett. But Jay Lethal breaks it up in the nick of time before the referee's hand goes down for the 3 count. And he beats up Jeff Hardy, and then Ethan Page fights him off, and everybody just starts hitting moves on each other. And then I got what I wanted out of this. Leatherface shows up. No one said this wasn't going to happen, but it did happen. He was supposed to be in he's supposed to be in Jeff Jarrett's corner. He was supposed to help Jeff Jarrett win. And he attacks Sanjay Dutt, and he has a chainsaw this figure has a chainsaw with him. We don't even know if it's a guy or a woman at this point. And Leatherface chases Karen Jarrett to the back because he's just so crazy and all that type of stuff. You can't control Leatherface. And because of this distraction, Jeff Hardy gets hit with a guitar by Jarrett, followed by a choke bomb by Satnam Singh, and Jeff Jarrett beats Jeff Hardy, and afterwards he won some type of title. Apparently, there was like this Texas Chainsaw like Massacre Championship that apparently he won because of this. So,
ugly belt too.
yeah, this match was absolutely madness, and it was like the best and worst wrestling match I've ever seen all at once. It was interesting. How do you feel about this? And how did you think? How did you what happened?
I really don't want to talk about this match.
I don't know what to say. Like
what is there to say about this match? This shit was like this match was ass. Like, yes, this is one of those matches you gotta turn off your brain and just like it is chaos. And I don't have a problem with like chaotic matches. But what the fuck was this shit, bro? This
madness.
is
That's what this was.
We just got back from a fever dream. Now we're high on shrooms.
That's what it's felt like. Yeah.
Like, bro, okay, this is a true story. I'm not making this up. When the match started, I had to take a shit. So I went to take a shit, and then then I came back, and they just in the ring, and I was so lost with what the fuck was going on. I was so lost. I was like, bro, what just happened? What did I miss?
Oh, you missed some shit, bro. Like,
and then I started hearing, yeah, fuck Leatherface. But I was like, what is this, Chainsaw Charlie? Go away, Terry Funk. You're supposed to be retired.
He doesn't even like he didn't even like the Chainsaw Charlie gimmick either.
Yeah, that gimmick was ass. But so right after that happened, like I was like, what? I was so lost. Like Leatherface wasn't even going after Jeff. He went after Karen.
Yeah.
What? You just showed up, you chainsaw, and then walked away? What?
Who was that? Like,
okay, so apparently they found out who that actually was. He was on Dark for one episode. He was teaming with Kid Bandit.
Okay.
I forgot who the guy's name is. It was him. But right after the match ended, they introduced the fucking belt, which looked ugly as shit. And then right after that match, I was about to quit wrestling that day.
This belt just randomly shows up, by the way, too. It's not like they announced it was for this belt.
They did announce it. No, well, they announced it last week.
But I'm saying the belt itself just randomly fucking showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah. And it's not even a good looking belt. But
yeah, I don't get it.
But this match was ass. Like, yes, you can make you can make an argument saying that this was just a fun little crash course, which it was a crash course. But it's not for me. I don't blame you. If I wanted to see some garbage wrestling, I would have watched either XPW or IWA Deep South, which that company, I'm surprised that company's still fucking around. That shit was trash. But like, this was. I was too sober to even watch this shit, man.
So was I, yeah.
Man, I should have asked my fucking cousin if he had some edibles, because this shit just made me want to quit. I was like, this shit dumb, bro.
Well, I couldn't do the edibles because I'm in New Hampshire, so that's illegal here. So I can't do that. I picked a long week to be in Massachusetts, so I mean not to be in Massachusetts. So, but yeah, then we had the next match. It was an all-in qualifier match. It was the Bunny with Penelope Ford and the Butcher and the Blade ringside versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I can't really tell you what happened in this match. I was still so like fucked up after what happened with the fucking Texas Chainsaw death match. I'm like, yeah.
I don't blame you.
I don't know what was going on. I didn't really care about this just because, like, you know, they really didn't put a lot of hype to this match. They just kind of announced that it just happened, and then I don't really like Britt Baker. I don't think I ever have liked Britt Baker. Like one of the only ones in the world, but she's just not really that interesting. And her as a babyface just does not work. She just doesn't act like a babyface. I still don't get why she's a babyface.
I keep forgetting she's a babyface. What the fuck?
And I think too, this is a disservice because it's that time I wasn't watching AEW, so she turned babyface during that time, so that's probably why I can't figure it out. So
she turned babyface when Jamie Hayter won the title.
So, she's this match was just whatever. I don't think you should have followed up one weird Hoa match and then have like another Hoa character like the Bunny come out. Why the fuck was the Bunny getting a chance at a title which he hasn't wrestled for like months? That doesn't really make sense.
Yes.
And Britt Baker won. Yeah, Britt Baker won with a fucking shitty curb stomp. And then that's it. She just wins, and we just move on. That's it. Honestly, I thought this match was just boring. I think I fell asleep during this match like 3 times.
I don't even remember watching this match.
That's what I'm saying.
Like this was so. Like I don't even remember watching this fucking match.
Yeah, like Britt Baker just needs to fucking go away. Like
fuck off, get out my face, bro. I don't want to deal with you.
Get away from Adam Cole too. Like he's way too good for you. Like
that's crazy.
He is. Yeah, this was just a waste of time. And again, this was the only women's match you saw out of anything like on the whole show. Like
I'm about to cry now.
Yeah, this was stupid.
Wow.
Then we had something that was awesome. The Acclaim was supposed to have a squash match, but it never happens. The lights go out, and the House of Black beat up the Acclaim. They destroy him. They bloody him. I think they bloody Matt Castle up with the chain, and they just destroy the knee of Anthony Bowens. And they steal the shoes of Billy Gunn. So there's going to be more on that later. But I liked this. This was awesome. I don't know what it's leading to. We're probably not going to get anything from this at All In. I think we're going to get something from this at All Out, though. I think All Out, we're going to get some type of trios title match. Again, I just hope what doesn't happen is that Billy Gunn comes back and joins the House of Black, because that would be fucking stupid. But, we've seen wrestling do stuff like that before where it's been stupid. So, I liked this, though. I thought this was good stuff. And poor Acclaim just getting their asses kicked by House of Black. They always seem to have their number. So, how do you feel about this, and what do you think this is leading to? Do you think this is going to lead into All In?
I never thought I would see in a wrestling promotion where they beat up another person just to steal their shoe.
Well, they did that. John Moxley and Eddie Kingston did that to the Young Bucks after the Young Bucks.
That's because Eddie Kingston's bro. I love it. That shit. Never ever thought I would see that shit again.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Eddie Kingston joint, I get it because Eddie Kingston's a whole ass nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Literally robbed their shoes.
Yeah.
I was like, what? The fuck? But the fact that this is different because the Acclaim got jumped.
Yeah, they
did. They got beat, they got jumped. They got beat the fuck up just to steal Billy Gunn's shoes.
If they really wanted, they could have probably just taken them. What's with the House of Black's obsession, by the way, with stealing people's stuff? They did it with Andrade El Idolo's mask, and now they did it with the Billy Gunn's shoes.
Because it symbolizes something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what we find out what the Billy Gunn shoes symbolize, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, I liked this. I always think it's funny, by the way, anytime the House of Black show up and they do this segment where where the lights go out and they teleport. I like that the commentators just talk about how it's just dark and all that type of stuff, and how weird they think that is. It's we're sorry we're having light control issues. I think it's funny that happens every time. How do you feel about that? Because I think it's funny.
I love how they sell it, though.
Yeah,
saying that, oh shit, they're literally saying, oh shit, fucking we forgot to pay the bill.
yeah.
I was like,
Because Impact
all
forgot
right,
to pay
bro.
the bill. Impact forgot to pay the bill one time for a pay per
Yo,
view.
that joint was funny as fuck. That is awesome. But yeah, like they just, I like how they sell the fucking lights off because
Yeah.
like I know in WWE they're like, oh shit, oh my god, what's going on, what's going on? But like in AEW, they're like, ah shit, we got technical issues. What the fuck?
Yeah. I
But
mean, the big example, though, of how WWE sometimes acts so oblivious. Like, what's going on with the Creed brothers and the Dyad right now and stuff, where they're like, who are these masked guys attacking the Dyad and all that stuff? It's clearly the fucking Creed brothers. Like, but anyhow. Then we get the main event of Dynamite. It's the Gun Club versus the Young Bucks. Really good match here. I liked this a lot. It was the most normal thing I think that took place on AEW other than the opener, I would say. But yeah, really back and forth. Eventually, Colton, the Gun Club tried to cheat to win, but it backfires. Nick Jackson hits a super kick, and then the Young Bucks just end up cheating to win. And the Young Bucks win. Afterwards, Bullet Club Gold beat up the Young Bucks. And Kenny Omega and Heyman Adam Page aren't going to make the save because they're at the hospital dealing. Well, Kenny's hurt, and Heyman Adam Page is just consoling Kenny Omega. I guess he just stayed at the hospital all day. Well, I guess they explained because they're in the hospital in Florida. So that's why Heyman Adam Page wasn't there. I guess Heyman Adam Page just did the sick card or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna support my boy today. Like, if I had a match, you have to cancel that because I gotta support Kenny Omega today. And then so who comes out and make the save is none other than FTR, and they attack Bullet Club Gold, and they act like they're gonna hit the Shatter Machine on one of the Young Bucks, but they see it coming too early. They did this earlier too with Adam Cole and MJF, where Adam Cole acted like he was gonna hit the super kick on MJF. I didn't mind this too much. I feel like it. I don't think you really need. I don't think you needed to do it twice on the same show, though. I don't think I think if you're gonna do one or the other, it should have been both. But it is what it is. It builds that tension. And then afterwards, Cash really got so upset. The Young Bucks are just in his head so much. He obviously became Shooter Wheeler. So,
man, that's so bad. He started to bring kill.
Yeah. So. Anyhow, how did you feel about this tag match? And do you think they're going to do a rematch out of this eventually because of the way the Young Bucks won? And how did you feel about the post-match stuff and everything?
I mean, they're gonna do a rematch, regardless. But shit, this match was. I don't remember a lot of shit about this match at all. Cause it just happened. But one thing I would like give my little two cents in is that they are slowly but surely building this feud, and it just feels like to me it feels like another respectful babyface feud, which is a bit boring, but it's whatever. So.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
this was the main event?
It was. I forgot it was the main event, but it was.
What the fuck?
Yeah, kind of a little bit of an underwhelming main event, I would say.
This was a weird ass episode.
Yeah, but it's probably the weirdest episode of Dynamite I've seen to date. You had stuff like them doing shit in Daly's place.
Kangaroo kick, bro.
Yeah, we have kangaroo kicks. We have Jack Perry talk about retiring championships. You have Stin being a joker. You have the Texas, Chainsaw Massacre death match, and then you have Roderick Strong injuring himself by kicking a car, which I've never seen before. But this just.
Fucking idiot.
I hate to say this, but as weird as this episode was, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I was so entertained by this episode. I'm giving this episode an A-. Like, I like this shit type of thing. I like this sports entertainment shit. Like, you know, I think Noah says we're doing Spock proud. I think he's gonna be very disappointed that we like the show like this because of how weird it was. But I get into this stuff. What's your grade? Whatever grade you would give
this is. I can't even grade this episode.
Yeah, it's just weird.
This is a question mark out of 10.
Yeah, it's like you don't even know. Like
I don't. Yeah, it's like I don't know how to fucking grade this shit. Like I don't know what was going on half of the time. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's interesting. Then we had Rampage, which was the Fight for the Fallen episode. Also,
oh yeah. Before you start Rampage, remember last week with like the one like the challenge.
Yeah, let's see if I can do it. There's more stuff that happened. So
all right. So basically, the time to beat is 2 minutes and 23 seconds. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, begin.
So we have the commentary team of Excalibur and Tony Schiavone. Ray Phoenix and Commander put on a hell of a match, just absolutely awesome. Ray Phoenix won with the Muscle Buster. It ruled. Dr. Britt Baker did an interview saying she's going to win the title. Okay. QT Marshall gave an update. We found out he won some type of belt in AAA. I think it's like the Latin American Championship. And Johnny TV did a promo saying how happy he was for him. We have an ROH World Tag Team title match with Aussie Open defending against Ethan Page and Brother Zay. It was awesome. Aussie Open won as they should have, which led to the Hardy Boys challenging them later. Sammy Guevara squashed John Cruz. Very funny that no matter what gimmick, John Cruz or Serpenticle can't win. The Righteous are coming to Rampage. They did a vignette for them. Nyla Rose did a promo saying she's ready to dominate again. And Sky Blue and Hikaru Shida beat Tony Storm and Ruby Soho. And afterwards, there was a 4-way brawl between the women that are going to be in the 4-way match. So there you go. That's Rampage.
Damn.
I don't think I beat it, did I?
You beat it.
Wow, I fucking beat it.
1 minute and 5 seconds.
Oh, wow. I can't believe I covered Rampage that fast. Yeah, Rampage I thought was good. I'll give that like a B-. You had a banner with Commando and Ray Phoenix, and you had, the ROH World Tag Team title match ruled, and you have a lot of new people that are coming to the show and all that type of stuff. So that's good stuff. So yeah, good stuff right there. The main event really wasn't very good though. It was very boring. Like it just lasted forever. And I'm just not a fan of the Outcast. I think that fashion sucked, and they were all over this show. So
yeah, the Outcast is just the Outcast. I don't know what the fuck else to say about them.
Yeah, they're just like they need to go. So then we have the Collision Fight for the Fallen episode. That was commentated by Kevin Kelly. He's back now, and Nigel McGuinness.
Christ.
I know. I figured you weren't going to be happy about this. He was just back, by the way, too. There was no grand return for him or anything like that. But he was.
He
just
doesn't
talking.
get a return.
But yeah, he had to kind of get used to the fact that with the picture breaks again. I wish they kept Ian Riccaboni. It does kind of suck that he had to go. I think he was doing really well with Nigel, but it is what it is. Kevin Kelly's just back. We had the code open where. Yeah, that's fine. We had the code open where each guy talked about their hype about what they were going to do on this show with Darby Allin and Christian Cage. That was good stuff. And then we had Samoa Joe talking about how there's going to be dire consequences if his challenge doesn't get accepted. And then we had Jay White and Dalton Castle cut a promo talking about their match. And then it kicked off. We had Samoa Joe about to... then they did the intro and everything. And then Samoa Joe was supposed to face an enhancement talent. I think it was the Golden Viper, I think his name was, or the Golden Scorpion. I forget exactly what his name was supposed to be. And this enhancement talent attacks Samoa Joe before the bell rings. He beats him up on the outside. He shoves a referee. And then he hits a high knee in the corner, followed by a GTS. And at this point, we realize it's CM Punk. He takes off the mask. It's revealed to be CM Punk. And CM Punk accepts Samoa Joe's challenge, and the match gets made official. At All In, CM Punk is going to defend the Real World's Championship against Samoa Joe. I'm really looking forward to this match, and I can't wait to see it. So, it's going to be great stuff. I like this segment here. It was a different way to start Collision off than I've ever seen before, so it was just really good stuff. And then we had a closer look at All In where they kind of talked about the significant stuff that happened on it. It talked about the significance of the first All In episode, so that was good stuff. And then we had, all right, so you're back.
So
I actually have to step away for a second too to feed the dog and all that type of stuff. So, talk about the cold open, what they did with Samoa Joe and the video package. That's where I've gone to. And if you get to the Jay White Dalton Castle match, you can feel free to talk about that. But yeah, I gotta step away and feed the dog because it's
all right, bro.
supposed to eat.
I'm a dude. All right, so my thoughts on the cold open. The cold open was I think I missed it, but one thing I would say is that the one thing I do like about Collision is how they don't immediately start with the match or anything, which is fucking interesting because because I'm so used to how they be like, here's the show logo and cut to the intro or just cut to the fucking stadium like WWE does, which is stupid because I really miss them goddamn intros. But so Samoa Joe, I don't know what happened, but the last thing I came back to is the fact this Los Luchadores, this golden bondage suit fucker just came out of nowhere in GTS's fucking Samoa Joe, which is hilarious in my opinion. So CM Punk, like, he basically accepts the challenge. Big LOL, I and I'm gonna give my little 2 cents on this shit because this kind of make this thing whole predictable. So the CM Punk versus Samoa Joe match is going to be in All In for the Real World Championship. Are you excited, folks? Are you excited? Because we know who's going to win the match, which is going to be CM Punk. Because CM Punk is not going to lose the title that easily. So CM Punk's going to win. Big LOL. And yeah. So alright. So the next segment, producer man, please let me know you about to edit this shit, cause yeah. But I believe the next segment was JY match. Let me make sure I know. Cage match that. Let me make sure I know what I need to go to AEW. Give me a moment, folks. And this was what's the date of AEW that just aired?
I'm back now, so
Collision. Yeah. So basically, I did give my 2 cents on the cold open and the Samoa Joe thing.
okay, so
Yeah.
where we want to be. So then we had Jay White versus Dalton Castle.
Dalton Castle.
Yeah, this was great stuff. This was kind of two ROH former and current guys going at it with each other. Because everyone does forget Jay White was in ROH at one point when he went on his excursion back in 2017 and stuff when he was like a young lion. I don't know if they ever faced off just because I don't think Jay White was experienced enough for that yet. But yeah, this was great stuff. It's just kind of interesting. First appearance with Dalton Castle on Collision, which I think is cool. And yeah, I just think that's awesome. I was kind of stalling because I'm making sure my audio is still recording. But yeah, this was an awesome match right here. Dalton Castle comes out and he says that he's gonna beat up Jay White so bad that his brain's gonna fall out of his ass. So I don't think that's possible, but he's gonna attempt it. And he feeds the boys some boy food, and yeah, they have a match. Dalton Castle dominates early with his power moves, and doing this, the Guns chase the boys around, and this is enough of a distraction to throw off, Dalton Castle off his game a little bit, and it allows Jay White to pick apart Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle gets destroyed by Jay White for a while. Eventually, Dalton Castle does mount a comeback, and he hits a lot of power moves. He hits a really good spinning like face buster onto Jay White. But eventually Jay White hits the sleeper suplex followed by the Blade Runner for the win. And Jay White beats Dalton Castle. Yeah, I thought this match was awesome. I loved watching it. And yeah, it was just great stuff. I think Jay White looked really good in this match, and I thought Dalton Castle looked strong enough in defeat. I hope Dalton Castle becomes like a mainstay for like Collision, because I don't think there's a role for him on Dynamite really. I think that show's too loaded for him, and I don't want him on Rampage. He can be on ROH. I think that's fine, obviously, but I think he should have a mainstay on Collision. I think he'd do really well on Collision. But yeah, how did you feel about the match with Jay White and Dalton Castle? And do you think Dalton Castle should have a mainstay on Collision, or do you think he's fine kind of where he is?
So I like Dalton Castle. Like he's a cool dude, and I when I saw this match, I saw it halfway through because I was on my PlayStation and I forgot the time. So but from what I saw, it was pretty good, and I would like to see more of Dalton Castle, and mostly because of the boys, because I would love to have a threesome uh with them, but from what I saw, I need to see more of them, and I hope we get like a trios match with maybe Juice and the Guns or Jay with the Guns taking on against Dawn Castle and the boys.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. It'd be a nice fucking joint, but as we saw, they ain't done yet.
Nope. It leads to the next segment. Another thing that Dalton Castle and the boys could do is challenge House of Black for the trios belts, because they'd be a perfect trio for them. They could also challenge the Embassy for the 6-man titles. I know they kind of did that match already, because that's who the Embassy took the belts from, but AEW has done rematches before, so those 6-man belts are really just on ice at the moment, huh? I mean, I know I don't get to watch ROH weekly, but it just seems like they never defend those 6-man titles.
Those belts is on Zawardo time. They don't know. They just pause at the moment.
Yeah. Continuing. Not the Golden Club, the Bullet Club Gold. They cut a promo, and Tony Schiavone tries to interview them about their attack on the Elite, but they don't answer that question. They say they're going to answer questions that they want to answer, or they're going to talk about what they want to talk about, and they talk about how dominant they've been, and they talk about how they end up just talking about the fact that they beat up Kenny Omega anyway. So Tony Schiavone kind of got what he wanted, which was kind of weird. And they basically throw out a challenge to any trio to come out there and face Juice Robinson and the Guns, because this is a precursor to the Elite being Kenny and the Bucks facing them on Wednesday. This is kind of like a practice for them. And it ends up being Iron Savages, which I thought was awesome. They cut a promo. They do like an introduction. James Jameson says, that they're Iron Savages and stuff, and they kind of really funny intro, which was funny. And yeah, the match starts, and basically Iron Savages get the upper hand in the beginning. Bear Bronson talks about how they call them the Ass Boys, and he's gonna basically motorboats with, I guess, their ass. I guess I don't know, some
That
type of.
has to. He basically saying. He basically saying. He's saying. You could call me. You could call me the ass boy because I'm.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Saying that. Basically saying he would eat your ass, bro.
Yeah, that's what he
That's
basically says.
when I saw that shit, I lost my fucking mind. I was losing it because that was so random.
It really was, and it's to the point where Nigel McGuinness even says like, "Excuse me," and Kevin Kelly was just like, "Well, he said it, not me." Like, it was awesome. The heels get the heat on James Jamison for a while. They dominate him. During the picture-in-picture, Jay White was trying to get on commentary and stuff, and eventually they allow him on commentary, and he just basically talks over Kevin Kelly. And Nigel McGuinness, he lets say whatever he wants, but he just won't let Kevin Kelly get a word in edgewise. And the only time Kevin Kelly can get a word in is when he's complimenting Jay White. So this probably made Zero a very happy man right here. He eventually, Boulder gets the hot tag. He goes off on, the rest of the Golden Club. I'm sorry, the rest of Boulder Club Gold, and eventually, the Boulder Club Gold just take out Iron Savages one by one. There was a good spot where they try to do the double flapjack into the flatliner, but Colton can't lift up Boulder, so when Austin goes for the flatliner, he just takes like a back bump pretty much, which was funny. But eventually they get the win when Juice Robinson hits the Impaler DDT on James Jamison. And then afterwards, that was basically it. They just celebrate and stuff. But this was a good trios match here. It was very weird, but it wasn't weirder than anything that happened on Dynamite, so I can't say that. But I enjoyed this. I'm enjoying Bullet Club Gold, and I hope Iron Savages are now a mainstay on Collision. They shouldn't be left on ROH. Not to put down ROH, but they're too good to not be seen on a wide scale audience type of thing. They need to be on Collision most weeks at least. But how did you feel Iron Savages did as the first match as a trios on TV? And, how did you feel about Kevin Kelly not to be able to get a word in edgewise? And what do you think this did for Bullet Club Gold and the momentum going into Wednesday?
Okay, so the Iron Savages did good. I approve. I swear to God. There should have been a dark champion, a dark tag team champion. So that should be awesome. But Iron Savages, they did good, so I approve of that. The task for PC Gold, they got some momentum, which is good because they are going up against the Elite soon, so they need some momentum, even if it's like different shuffles of whatever. So I love the fact how BC Gold won back-to-back matches on the same day.
Yeah.
Which does make them look fucking good. Because, like, at least a team... Okay. Because I don't think no other team did that. So basically, this makes Bullet Club Gold look real good.
Yeah, I can't really think of like a team in AEW that's done that before, where like one member of the faction had a match, and then right afterwards, like the other two members had a match, because AEW don't do these type of segments that much, so it was kind of cool.
It's crazy because they was talking shit right after Jay White's match. They was talking mad shit.
Yeah.
And then they backed it up. They literally backed it up. which is fucking awesome.
And then I don't know if you saw this. They did a segment on YouTube, but you have to go on YouTube to watch it. The AEW's YouTube page, where they basically recap their week and they were just laughing about and stuff. And the Gun Club wanted a nickname because they don't have nicknames yet. Because Juice Robinson's Walk Hard, Juice Robinson, and Jay White's Switchblade, Jay White. Jay White gave him the Colton Gunn the nickname Fully Cocked, but
Alright, bro.
but Colton Gunn misheard him, and he said that he's fully locked or fully loaded or something like that. It was like something like that. So that Jay White just kind of went with it and all that type of stuff. And then Tony Schiavone came up and he gave him insulting nicknames. And I guess they have like a Bullet Club Gold Lounge now, so they weren't happy that Tony Schiavone just completely invaded it. I really wish Bullet Club Gold could just be regular Bullet Club, and they could just get rid of War Dogs and all that type of stuff and just end that. I get they want to, keep the Bullet Club thin in Japan, but it is what it is. But if you have time to watch that, definitely go watch that segment. But yeah, do you wish Bullet Club Gold could just be regular Bullet Club, or are you cool with one Bullet Club being in AEW and one being in Japan?
The thing with Bullet Club is that they're supposed to be worldwide.
Yeah.
Like they're like the NWO. Well, okay. This might sound fucked up, but Bullet Club is like herpes all around.
Yeah.
So because you got Bullet Club in TNA, which is ABC, which is Ace Austin and Chris Bay.
Yep.
And who else? Then
you have Bullet Club War Dogs.
War Dogs is basically just a daycare center at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are there. House of Torture, which should be split up into their own little thing. Then you got Bullet Club in New Zealand because of New Japan is spreading worldwide, because now New Japan stuff is also in Oceania, which is Australia and New Zealand. They got a branch there, so Bullet Club is also down there. Then you got I was gonna say the OC because they technically is associated.
Yeah.
In a sense. So yeah. So, but what's crazy about Bullet Club Gold is that Jay White was kicked out of Bullet Club, but Juice isn't.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I kind of see why, which is fucking. It's really interesting, and I hope they do something about it. But it's hard to tell if this is actually a real Bullet Club thing, because on how they are handling it. Because one thing I'm really wanting to see or hear is David Finley talking about it.
Yeah.
And maybe have a program with it. But yeah, it is what it is.
I do have to ask too, like, does ABC represent Bullet Club Gold or Bullet Club War Dogs? The reason I asked that is because if you remember, ABC were bought into Bullet Club to begin with by Jay White.
Jay White.
I do have to ask that, like, who
I really don't fucking know,
yeah,
but like I kind of want to say they are more of the main Bullet Club, more than Gold, unless we see Jay White coming into Impact and basically doing saying or talking to them.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Very interesting. Then we have a few promos. I'll just break them down real quick. House of Black do a promo talking about how what the boots symbolize is the afterlife, pretty much, of Billy Gunn, because
fucking lol.
Yeah, Billy Gunn was trying to hold on to something that he just couldn't hold on to anymore, and basically he gave up his life, and He basically says that Billy Gunn's gonna die without these, and he puts the boots in like a trash compactor and has the boots compacted. So yeah, those boots
Bro,
are
that's
destroyed.
fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
Bro, that whole segment's fucked up.
yeah, but it was
They
good.
basically, they basically say that these boots means you're dead. Your freaking career is dead. And they literally threw it in the trash.
Yep.
What the fuck? First they jumped freaking their claim, robbed them of Billy Gunn's shoes, then proceeds to say this. Then proceeds to say these shoes means that your fucking career is in the garbage, bro, and threw it in the garbage and then get crushed. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, but it gets crazier from here. This is a crazy week in AEW. Like I feel like whoever wrote AEW this week or something was on like drugs or something.
It was only
Jose, the assistant, does a video where he gets told that he's supposed to call the boss, and we find out that the boss is Roosh, and Roosh is just sick of La Fraction Ignobles consistently like losing and looking like fools and all that type of stuff, and he wants them to be made into warriors. So he wants Jose, the assistant, to take Preston Vance and drag Listico to Mexico. And he does that. He takes them to Mexico. They go to like a bar. They have all this type of fun and all that type of stuff. And then they're in like the middle of the street, and a car pulls over, and these guys in masks pop up and just kidnap them. And it looks like this was part of the plan because Jose, the assistant, pats down on the truck, telling him to take him away and stuff. And this truck leaves in a flash, by the way. Like so many like violations were had and all that type of stuff. And it says this is going to be continued. So that's going to be interesting to see where that leads.
bro. The fucking ninjas from TNA kidnapped man.
They did, yeah. That's really what it was like, yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Bro, homeboy's trying to get the cartel, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to continue this. So, how did you feel about these two segments right here? You kind of broke down the House of Black one already. If there's anything more you want to say about it, you can. But what about
There's
this?
nothing else other than homies saying your career is done. It's dead. Go to bed. Go retire. Fuck off. Nobody wants you here anymore. Like, then we have Roosh calling Jose to tell him to call the cartel to kidnap, send them to Mexico. Because if you watch the news lately, niggas be dying in Mexico,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
He's like another two bodies, another two American bodies. There's nothing wrong with that. So they kid, bro. The fuck is going on in AEW?
Well, wait a minute. Isn't Big Listico Mexican though? And Preston Vance is the only one that's an American out of this faction, really. So it's like
They're going to. I don't know anymore at this point. This is getting out of pocket.
And this is like a big continue,
Like,
by the way. Like, I guess I can ask, what do you think they're gonna do to continue this? Like,
they're gonna throw him into the river. The river, like, bro, what the fuck is going on in this company? Like first we get the acid trip, then we got some weird ass freaking fever dreams, and now the cartel.
yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
It's weird. Like,
I'm so lost. Like, the thing is with this whole fucking joint, this whole pro event, like, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm kind of hyped to see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna get new members, or they're just gonna fucking make them go out, commit crimes, and smuggle drugs just to earn their trust, or we're gonna take an Aztecan route.
oh yeah, is the Lucha Underground? This is the Lucha Underground story you're talking about, right?
Yes and no, but because he wants warriors, right? And and like he wants this LAJ branch to be good. So hopefully they get a chance to do something like that. Maybe make this loss of faction be more stable, dominant, and taken seriously. Hopefully,
Yeah.
but because I like the idea of that faction, though, I really do.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we even had Naito show up.
Yeah, he was in that
Night,
faction, yeah.
well, he's not really in. Well, they're in the same boat, but man, I just, I just hope they do something cool with this.
Yeah, me too.
And I better see some wild. This been a wild week. I better see like homeboys and fucking Aztec and mask and shit coming in. Like, remember what was that fucking Legado El Fantasma?
Yeah, this was the same thing, yeah.
That was when I saw that group. The first thing that come to mind is that this is the WWE cartel. What the fuck is going
Yeah,
on?
and now now we're having the AEW cartel.
Yes, this is gonna be fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah, I think it will be. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do with this. I think the reason that, obviously they're doing this now too because Roosh re-signed with AEW. I think everyone thought he was going to WWE, especially to be with his brother and all that type of stuff. But it didn't happen. I think AEW just gave him a better offer and all that type of stuff. So that's why, they're
Yeah.
doing this. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with this. And yeah, like I don't know what to say anymore. Like yeah, they could.
I can't believe they fucking kidnapped them, bro. That's fucked up.
Yeah, not just kidnapped
The
them.
same.
They sent them to Mexico to be kidnapped. Like,
That is what the fuck is bro?
and they had them get drunk so that way the god would be down too, and all that type of
Which is
stuff.
even crazy, bro.
Like,
It was it. What makes it worse? It's a white van too.
I think it was a white van. Yeah,
We all know. Don't trust them white vans. They be kidnapping people.
yeah,
And they did. The ninjas from TNA came back.
yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. And it sucks too because you and Noah get to talk about it next week, or whoever does Spark with you. I don't even get to talk about this next week, so we'll have to wait and see. But then we have an interview with Ricky Starks, and we find out that Tony Schiavone apparently fucked up. His suspension was only 28 days, and he's already served half of that. It wasn't 30 days, so I don't think he actually did fuck up. I think maybe they changed the storyline or something. I'm not really sure. But Ricky Starks says that this is why he's sick of this company, why he does what he does. Is people like him that continues to force him to make him do this shit. And he says that he's going to take it out on everybody. And he introduces his first client, and that's Big Bill, is now a client of Ricky Starks. So it leads to a match. Ricky Starks has a weird video where he just talks and stuff, and it's very weird. And then they have a match. It's Big Bill versus Derek Neal. And Derek Neal gets in one slap, and there was one slap too many. Big Bill destroys him. He beats him with a choke slam, and then afterwards, Big Bill holds him down as Ricky Starks whips him with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's belt. So, how did you feel about Ricky Starks' suspension being changed? And I think I heard this now that his suspension's been halved. Like he'll be able to wrestle it all out or something. Like he only has like another 2 weeks, or he'll just miss all out at something like that. And then. How do you feel about Big Bill being like his new client and all that type of stuff?
I was underwhelmed when Big Bill was the client. It feels so underwhelming. I was a bit sad. I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit, bro? Why Big Bill? I was expecting somebody else.
Yeah.
But oh well. Big Bill has nothing else to do anyway, so I don't mind. But I really, I don't know. This shit was like, this is just happening.
It just happened, yeah.
But yes, like this shit just happened. So I'm just like, whatever at this point.
Then Darby Allin and Sting invaded Indie show. Basically, Darby Allin does a video as he's doing like a promo like later on after this has happened. And he talks about how Sting warned him to watch he warned AR Fox to watch his back, but he failed to do so. And it shows at the local indie event. I don't know where it was. I think they said it was at like AR Fox's indie event or something. It shows Sting attacking him and Darby Allin laying him out. But the reason that they didn't just completely beat the crap out of him is because they wanted AR Fox to make it to All In. And then, yeah, it's revealed that Nick Wayne's wondering like what he has to do. Like, does he stay with the beliefs of his father, or does he go this darker path? And this is setting up a match for Dynamite this Wednesday between Darby Allin and Nick Wayne versus Swerve Strickland and AR Fox. So I like this video, but I think we talked about this last week. Darby Allin has way too much stuff going on. I think he's being way overutilized, and I think he shouldn't be on as much as he is, especially with a character like that. I feel like, too, if he is going to do this, you should focus on one storyline at a time. I thought you had too much going on here. But how did you feel about this, that AEW actually continued the storyline at an indie event? And do you think Darby Allin has too much going on, and do you wish it was a little less? And yeah, what do you think Nick Wayne is going to do when it comes to that darker side type of thing? Do you think he's going to stick with his beliefs, or do you think he's going to get this darker side to him?
So I love when they do that, when they literally have like the stories not only stays in AEW, but it also goes to other promotions.
Yeah,
just to keep the thing alive. Because the last time they did that, what was with Mox, when Mox was in GCW, and I think this was still when the firm was a thing. I think Mox was feuding with MJF, I believe.
okay.
And what happened is that Mox, right after his match against, I think it was either a Bloodsport match or like a GCW title match with Nick Gage. Right after that match, Mox got attacked by Big Bill.
Mm-hmm.
To basically continue the story with him and MJF, I believe. But yeah, but I really like that. Like I really love when a major company let the feud be more like alive than just inside the company. But yeah, but as far as Nick Wayne goes, if he wants to do a darker path, he can do a darker path. But he's still got like years left in him to have his whole thing change. But Darby Allin is doing way too much shit. I get so annoyed every time I see him on my fucking screen. I'm like, bro, why you got beef? You're like the Blackpool Combat Club. You got beef with everybody. Like,
yeah,
he already got a title shot against Christian.
No, Luchasaurus.
The dinosaur, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he has a title match in All Out, but before All Out, he has to go, finish his feud against freaking AR Fox and fucking Swerve Strickland. It's just like he has a lot of stuff to do, and it's kind of, if I was a wrestler during that time, I'll be a bit frustrated because I have to balance two different feuds that I'm in at the same time. Yeah. Like it gets a bit like annoying.
Yeah, I feel like the Bloodline has done this, but I feel like it's not like one of those things where one member of the Bloodline's and two different storylines going on type of thing. It's usually one at a time, but there's other storylines like in the movement. Like this is like legit two storylines going on at once.
Yeah.
So it's like I do like at least this week. They both were talked about, I guess. I guess that's a good thing because I remember like one we get talked about on Collision and one we get talked about on Dynamite. But Neither war. So it was weird that one week though. I think it was last week where like Darby Allin faced a member of the embassy, and then like Luchasaurus laid out. So they did two feuds at once there. So again, I feel like Darby Allin just has too much going on right now. He needs to balance out his life. I guess I don't know.
His life is just messy right now.
Then we had Willow Nightingale versus Diamante. This match was good stuff. I feel like Willow Nightingale, they kind of it seems like they've kind of pulled back to a push a little bit. She's not as over as she was, I think, after the Owen Hart tournament, and then it feels like they haven't really capitalized that all that much. So it's kind of what it is. I feel like she's lost a lot of steam because then she did win the ROH Women's World Title, and then she lost the New Japan Strong Women's Belt. So it's like, okay, what are we doing here? And now she's just kind of stuck in this TBS Women's Title, like Vortex type of thing. During the match, Mercedes Martinez comes out and challenges her to do something, but she's still wrestling the match, so she's got to focus on that. And then at one point, Mercedes Martinez tries to interfere, but Chris Statlander runs interference and it allows Willow Nightingale to win, and then that was it. Nothing was really set up from this. This match was pretty mediocre, and I feel like this just isn't a good utilization for anybody. Like, unless Thunder Rosa comes back and joins this faction, and that's what we get out of this, fine. But it's like, this just seems like they're just doing this, and there's just no point to it. It's not building up a pay-per-view match. It's not like at any of the shows, and it's not doing it at All In, and it's not doing it at All Out, and it just feels random. So, how did you feel about this? And do you think that, Willow Nightingale steam's cooled off a little bit? And what do you think's coming out of this type of thing?
This is one of the matches This is one of the matches that I really don't remember at all. Like, I legit forgot anything that happened in this match. It's just crazy. But yeah, so I hope this leads to Thunder Rosa coming back and just be with them and just be an absolute terror and maybe having a feud against the Outcasts. You just have a 6-on-6 match, but one man can dream. I hope that.
Yeah, and I guess which is kind of weird because they'd have to turn that faction face because right now they definitely heels, obviously. And then how do you feel about what Willow Nightingale's like? How do you feel like her stock's gone since? Because it seems like she's lost some steam a little bit.
She did lose steam, which I'm sad about, cause I actually like Willow. She's a really cool girl, but I don't know at this point. This shit, just this show's getting messy. I don't know what's going on at this point.
Then we had a video package for All In while FTR hyped the World Tag Team title match, saying they want to be the best team in the world. This is when they announced it's going to be a face-to-face interview with the Young Bucks and FTR. So, again, that match is still set to go ahead. Toni Storm gets interviewed, and she's just acting crazy, talks about how she thinks it's unfair that she lost her title, that she has to have a four-way match. Lexi Nair asks her if she thinks that, her and Saraya are going to be able to coexist because the title's on the line, and Toni Storm's like, of course he is. What kind of question is that? And then just leaves and tells her to come out with better questions next week and to change her, the look on her face, and then she throws a shoe at her again, which is just hilarious. I like the breakdown of Toni Storm. Honestly, if you just got rid of that and no Outcast, it'd be awesome. And they announce here they actually announced a fucking match for Rampage in advance this time. It's gonna be Saraya and Toni Storm versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Hikaru Shida in a tag match, which I don't care about at all. So, how did you feel about the video package and the Toni Storm segment?
Yeah, pretty good. We are literally witnessing Toni Storm going fucking apeshit, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
because it's like I remember. This reminds me of I'm back in TNA, right? When Bobby Roode first lost the world title, he was losing his fucking mind.
Yeah,
which was hilarious. But this also reminds me of when Kata when he first lost the world title, well, for after his long ass reign, he lost he lost his fucking mind. It was so bad to the point that he came out with balloons,
Yeah.
like the midlife crisis of a champion. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah,
Then we
yeah,
had
good shit.
yeah, good stuff. Then we had Powerhouse Hobbs versus Kevin Koo. Kevin Kelly was showing support towards Kevin Koo because they both have the same name. It was kind of cringy. Um, and Powerhouse Hobbs destroyed this guy. He beats him with a spine buster. And then, yeah, afterwards, he puts him in the camel clutch, the Redeemer, whatever it's called. I forget what Miro calls it in AEW. And Miro cuts a promo talking about how he sees a lot of himself in Powerhouse Hobbs. They talk about how they have a lot of similarities. And mentions that they both want to redeem themselves, and mentions that Miro wants to just do this for him instead of, he mentioned he's all alone now because he's got nobody around him because his gods let him down. And he said that he's going to take that out on Powerhouse Hobbs at All Out. And the match gets made official for All Out now. I don't think it was official last week because they didn't advertise it at all. So, yeah, that match is happening at All Out. So, how did you feel about this, and how did you feel about Miro's promo afterwards? And were you like Kevin Kelly? Do you support? I was about to say, do you support wrestlers' names? But I guess not a lot of wrestlers' names are zero. So I guess it's kind of tough for you to answer that question.
I actually like this fucking promo because basically it's really like it makes it feel like a big fight, which is literally what's going to be a big fucking fight because you got two big guys going at it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a absolute slugfest, and I'm all in for a slugfest.
Yeah, it's gonna be great stuff.
Yeah.
Then we had the main event. The first time the main event didn't feature CM Punk in any way this on Collision, so we're making history here. He didn't come out and do anything. And it was Darby Allin versus Christian Cage with Luchasaurus inside. Jim Ross came out and did commentary for it, and he did fairly well. He was kind of laughing a lot. I don't know why what he thought was so funny, but he was laughing a lot though. So I don't know what he thought was so funny the whole time. And yeah, they both go back and forth. Darby Allin dominates early, and then eventually Christian takes control. He throws Darby into the barricade, and at one point he goes outside the ring and he teases Darby Allin with the TNT Championship, and he tries to have Darby Allin reach for it, and he's crawling for it, and he just pulls it away right when he's about to get to it. So yeah, Darby Allin, he did say he's never going to touch. Christian Cage did say he's never going to touch that championship. He wasn't joking. During the match, AR Fox and Swerve Strickland were backstage watching it, which I thought was going to lead to them interfering in the match and costing Darby the match, but that wasn't the case, and they didn't come out at all. So it's like, what did you waste your time going there for? You flew to wherever Collision was, and just sit down backstage and just don't really do anything. That doesn't really make any sense to me. You don't want scheduled for a match, and you didn't come out and at least mark your turf. You just kind of hung out. So I don't get what you were doing. But Darby Allin eventually makes a comeback. He tries to hit a coffin drop on the outside on the Luchasaurus, but he catches him. And Darby Allin, because of this, he tries to avoid Luchasaurus, but he gets taken out by a clothesline by Christian Cage. And the referee's yelling at Luchasaurus doing this. Darby Allin, behind the ref's back, hits a stomp off of the second turnbuckle and sends Christian Cage crashing out of a chair while he's sitting in it, which was pretty awesome. Then the match goes back and forth. Eventually, Darby Allin wins with a roll-up, and he beats Christian Cage. And Tony Schiavone tries to come in and interview him, but before he can, Christian Cage lays him out from behind with the TNT Championship. And Luchasaurus, who got banned from ringside earlier, comes out. He chokeslams Christian Cage. And I'm sorry, not Christian Cage. He chokeslams Darby Allin. And Christian Cage goes to make the pin, and Luchasaurus forces down Tony Schiavone to make the count himself, and Christian Cage forces Tony Schiavone to announce Christian Cage the winner and the TNT champion. Jim Ross, Nigel McGuinness, and Jim Ross and Kevin Kelly were discussing about this, and Nigel McGuinness was not. He was very supportive of this. He's actually saying he's going to take father classes from Christian Cage, because apparently Christian Cage is starting to do father classes now, because he's apparently father of the year now. So
he definitely is father of the year for that shit.
Yeah, I liked this match. I thought it was good stuff. I liked how they went about it and all that type of stuff. How did you feel about this? How did you feel about Darby Allin winning? And how did you feel about how they went about the aftermath? And do you think Christian Cage is father of the year like Nigel McGuinness does?
I like how this match is, for real. Like, it really is pretty fucking fun. And I believe that, like, I think they set this match up because one, he is going up against a Luchasaurus.
Yep.
So this is basically, if Christian was the actual champion, he would have lose. So yeah, and I don't know what else to say about this, but a Christian is father of the year because that is some wild shit you would do with your own kid, bro.
Yeah.
You bring your kid on, saying that it's gonna become a role model, and then proceeds to tell your own child to get out of my face, and then tell security to take her out of the building.
It's insane, yeah.
The greatest shit I've ever heard about life. But yeah, good shit. And I hope that bro, Darby's gonna be fucked up by the time he gets to the damn TNT title match.
Oh yeah, he is.
He already he's fucking he's doing technically a death match, or like a hardcore match, and now that he got out of match. Plus he's probably going to be booked on a Dynamite 10 Rampage right after All In.
Yeah, he probably is going to be too. Yeah, and he might be booked on Collision before All In.
Yeah,
because he's already booked on Dynamite before All In. So,
bro, Darby's going to have his work cut out. That god damn, bro.
By the way, we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to see if I can guess the matches coming up for Dynamite and Collision and stuff like I tried last week. I think so. Get that up while we. But yeah, let's do the letter grades for these shows. Rampage was a B-. I thought that was good stuff, and then
Rampage was a yes out of 10 because this show was just half of the times I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
And then Collision, I would give like an A-, just because I like the fact that Collision did stuff new and did stuff that AEW has never really done before, and I thought it flowed very nicely. So, all right, let's see if I can guess the matches coming up for Collision, Dynamite, and Rampage. Rampage should be pretty easy, but I'll start with Dynamite. So, we're gonna get Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix. So I know that match is coming up. We're gonna Renee Paquette's gonna sit down and interview both Adam Cole and MJF ahead of their matches coming up at All In. Aussie Open are gonna defend their ROH World Tag Team titles against the Hardys. Darby Allin and Nick Wayne are gonna take on Swerve Strickland and AR Fox. The Elite are gonna. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are going to take on Bullet Club Gold's Juice Robinson and the Gun Club. Sky Blue is going to face Ruby Soho for some weird reason. I don't know. It's just happening.
You got it right.
Is that everything?
All 5 of them.
That's all of them?
Yeah, that's all 5.
Wow. Okay. I'm probably sure there was something else that was supposed to be announced too, but I guess that's all. That's everything. And as for Rampage, obviously we're gonna have that women's tag match with Sheeta and not Ruby Soho. Who was the other person? Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I can't forget about her.
Oh my God, it's a face turn.
But yeah, and they're gonna face Soraya and Tony Storm, and then for Collision, we're gonna have like an all-star. I think it's an 8-man tag, and we're gonna hear from everyone from the all-star 8-man tag, and then they said they're gonna announce more matches for Collision on Dynamite this Wednesday.
As for Rampage, there has been other matches on.
Okay, I don't know what else they
You got the AAA Latin America title, QT Marshall, the champion, taking on against Gravity. The international Katana match, and it's gonna be Orange Cassidy taking on against Aaron Solo.
The fuck? Why? Why?
No, I don't know, but it's booked. Then Luchasaurus versus Ren Jones, and then the match that I don't even know why the fuck this is booked, but this should be the main event. Oh wait, never mind. Wait, hold up. Oh shit. So damn, I just saw the spoilers for Rampage.
Oh well, at least you didn't say.
But
At least you didn't say who
say.
won. So,
but this should be the main event. But it's Truth Magnum, whoever the fuck he is, taking on against the one, the only, the god of professional wrestling himself, Serpentico.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and that's the 5 matches for Rampage.
So is I don't even know any of those guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Truth Magnum. Is Serpentico actually going to get a fucking win? Don't tell me, but is Serpentico actually going to get a fucking win? Because that sounds like an enhancement talent. But I don't even think you could say that because we've seen Serpentico face an enhancement talent before, and he still fucking lost anyways. Like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Serpentico versus Truth Magnum. Book that as the main event of All In. I'd fucking watch that. Like that.
Yes.
Like.
Serpentico getting a win would be the greatest fucking moment in the history of professional wrestling.
Dude, the dude can't even get a win no matter what. He can't get a win as John Cruz, and he can't get a fucking win as Serpentico. The dude's a fucking He has he's 2 gimmicks, and he can't win a match under both gimmicks. Like, the fuck?
I know. It's fucking outrageous, like, thinking about it. Like, fuck, bro? You're a certified loser.
Yeah, like... How many gimmicks does he have to get before he can get like a winning streak? Like, I don't get this.
Just loser through and through.
I wonder how many. You should just get like 50 gimmicks. It's all him, and he keeps losing. Like, that'd be awesome.
Nah. Here's what we could do, right? Serpentico's going to have a match, and like during the match, like he's gonna have a match against his other gimmick, right? And the match ends by no contest.
Yes.
Even he can beat himself.
So they would have to get somebody else to pretend to be Serpentico. I love it too.
And he'll still lose.
Yeah. Which one should lose though, Serpentico or John Cruz? Like, I know it's a no contest, but if you had to pick one, like, what if they made it like a no holds barred, like, death match type shit?
Then it's gonna be a double DQ.
I said, but it's no holds barred. I said, so they can't.
Exactly. So much of a fucking loser. They're like so much of a fucking loser that you get a DQ and a no DQ match, bro.
How do you get a? How does that happen? Like,
you know what's funny? True story. There was a show in Japan. I think this was in World Japan, and there was a death match, a barbed wire death match that ended in a DQ, and everybody was so fucked up by that. There was like, how?
How does that happen?
I don't know, but it was when I found out about that, I lost my fucking mind. I'm like, how is that even possible?
Well, one time WCW had a count-out finish in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Like,
Oh,
how does that happen? Like,
yeah.
I mean, WWE, I did a Hell in a Cell match twice in a three times in a no contest. So I don't know how that happens. Like,
Man, WWE just special.
yeah, but still, you edit WCW was special too. How do you have a Falls Count Anywhere match and then a fucking count out? Like, how do you get counted out of Falls Count Anywhere? Like, and then what was the other one? A death match ended in a disqualification or whatever. How does that happen? Like,
I guess because like there was some sort of interference. That shit happened.
But it's a death match.
It's a barbed wire death match. That shit happened. Like what?
I guess that's more likely than a fucking. I feel like the most wild one is a count out finish in a Falls Count Anywhere match. That just should never happen. Like, I don't even know how is that possible? How do you get counted out of Falls Count Anywhere? It's Falls Count Anywhere. Like,
seeing is believing.
Yeah. I remember I seen this too. It's not like the dude, by the way, was in the ring or anything. He was backstage and he was being counted out. Where the fuck did he go? Like,
just like, get your ass back in here, boy.
I think he left the arena. I guess the arena, like, so if you leave the arena, is that not anywhere? Like, how we've seen Falls Count Anywhere matches before when they left in the arena and then with a pinfall still. Like, oh. What is that?
I love pro wrestling.
Only pro wrestling. I feel like too, pro wrestling's the best thing in the world, but it can also be the worst thing in the world. And when it's the worst thing in the world, either you just laugh at it or you just get pissed about it. And I choose to do the former sometimes. Like, yeah. But anyhow, is there anything you want to plug or promote before we end off this video?
This is everything I want to plug or promote. Well, I guess I could just promote fucking the first round of the Grizzly tournament has concluded.
Damn, I forgot to watch that.
As of today, we got our quarterfinals set up. They're going to be they're going to be shown tomorrow and the day after. That's the quarterfinals, and then maybe Friday is going to be the semifinals. So stuff happened, and it has been a wild ride, especially for certain matches because certain people I didn't expect to fucking win, they won, and there has been some sort of interference or whatever happened to one of the matches. So yeah. The winner, man. But I'm gonna say this: whoever's gonna be the winner to this tournament, they probably deserve it. But all I'm gonna say is this: keep updated with the tournament because things are about to get more interesting as the days progress. Yeah. Watch the Grizzly tournament on my channel, channel-0. And do you want to plug anything?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to plug. Obviously, you can check out future episodes of Spoke. I won't be on the next few episodes. I think I'm going to miss All In Go Home Week because the next day I travel to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and the only way I could do the show is if I did it on my phone in the car, but that just wouldn't be possible. And if they do a special episode for All In and All Out Go Home Week, I'm probably going to miss too, unless I get home like because I come home Friday, so I might be able to do All Out Go Home Week, but we'll see. But I definitely know I'm going to miss the next two episodes. And then so that's going to be done by Zero and either Noah and James. I assume, but we'll talk about it. WWE Aftershock. You can check out the most recent episode on the channel, and then I'll be doing this week's episode. It might be solo just because I have to get it out quick. And then just make sure you check that out. And then I don't think I'll miss a week of that just because I get home like Saturday, and I'll be able to probably get caught up on that easier than AEW, but you never know. And then we have some retros that are in the can / incoming that are already out. We have SummerSlam 2005. That was done by James and I. I think that's already out. We have, I think came out today, but it was recorded last week. It was the retro where we covered the first FTR versus Young Bucks match, Full Gear 2020. So definitely check that show out. And then we did Wrestle Kingdom 12 as a retro to set up since that was a show that set up All In. If you want to check out the original All In retro, that was done a while back. And then we did, to hype ourselves up for ECW Heatwave for WWE Heatwave since NXT's doing it this week. Zero, Michael X, James, and I all did ECW Heatwave 1998 retro. So you can check that out. To hype yourselves up for other UK retros, James and I did a WWE NXT TakeOver London retro. And then Chris and I did WWE Raw November 6, 2017 retro, the Raw where the New Day interfered and cost Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose the Raw Tag Team Championships. And then some retros that are incoming. We're going to try tomorrow to record All Out retro from 2021 to hype ourselves up from All Out. And then we're going to record WWE Payback 2017 retro for mainly one match on there. So that's a thing. And then we're going to do a retro for, since we're doing so many good ones, we have to do a bad one. And of course, James, the bad one James picked was WCW Bash at the Beach 2000, which is a very infamous WCW pay-per-view. Which I don't even know how I'm going to tackle that retro yet, because that's a beast in itself. And then we have stuff coming up on the Talkinator Studios. We've done the first episode / season premieres of Avatar: The Last Airbender, Danny Phantom, and Ben 10. They're all on the channel some way, somehow. And my cousin and I are going to try this week, before I go to Hershey, Pennsylvania, to do the Red versus Blue Blood Coach arc of that show. But it's been tough because I'm trying to rewatch every episode, and it's been tough to fit the time in to watch it. So I'm hoping I can do that. And that's pretty much it, guys. And since this is being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
See ya, y'all.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.